Selected next generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now, 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve, 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
KQFN-10P. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we're broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. What a remarkable weekend it was. We saw a lot of odd scores in football. We saw a lot of different things happen over the weekend that were remarkable. We will get to that in a moment. But before we do anything else, though, I do want to say that on Saturday, I got up at the butt crack of dawn and I drove all the way to New Mexico to watch my son's junior high basketball team, the Broncos, beat another team 50-10. So yeah, that was a lot of fun to do that. So I was very proud of my boy. He played good ball. He was a good teammate. And he was chasing after the rebounds. He was making his shot. So I was very happy with what he's better at football than he is basketball. But he's like me. He just makes up for whatever his deficits are just by just sheer damn hustle. So it was a fun day to go out and do that. What did you guys do this weekend?
Well, last night I made a tri-tip and then also a couple of filet mignons for Miss Kim and myself.
I always picture a trident, like, Poseidon's whenever you say tri-tip, that's what I picture. But the steak never looks anything like that.
No, it's a 3-tipped steak. That's why they call it a tri-tip.
I know, but you understand why it sounds like Sparky's pitchfork.
Yeah. Well, sure.
So what did you do, Keon?
Boy,
just kidding. Don't care. All right, it's time now to move on. Well, here's what he cares about. I know what he's thinking about because I know what he's ready to do. It's time now for Keon Rose's 3 wins, 3 losses, and what the bleep?
And
you hit the music button.
I was waiting for it. There it is. There it is. Now it's time to start. So 3 wins, 3 losses, 1 what the bleep, and as we do, we always start with the wins.
Yeah.
And the wins right now, there could be multiple winners going on right now. College football, any college football program right now in need of a quarterback that can go to the transfer portal right now and convince one of those guys in the transfer portal to come on over, could give themselves a real big boost right now. If you're a college football program, you've got a defense, you've got a pretty solid offense, and you think you're just missing a quarterback, which is a lot of programs. You're in luck right now. In the transfer portal is Spencer Rattler. You have Bo Nix.
You told me Spencer Rattler was ass, though.
Spencer Rattler played like ass this season, but he is talented. And maybe some coach thinks that this is the reclamation project, because if he can put it together, the arm is there. The way that he moves around the pocket, it's there. But he's got to get out of his own head. He's got to stop playing hero ball. That's really his biggest problem. But if you need a quarterback and you want to take a shot on a guy with a massive arm, a former 5-star, go ahead. Spencer Rattler is absolutely your dude. And Bo Nix is out there as well. Similar traits, but less of a head case, I would say. And Keaton Slovis, I don't know why he's actually transferring. He must really have thought, okay, there's nothing in the cards for me here with Lincoln Riley showing up, because he's been a fantastic quarterback his entire time at USC, one of the few functioning parts of that program. So there are plenty of quarterbacks available.
He's got to believe that Lincoln Riley is going to replace him, and so he might as well get the hell out of Dodge while he has a chance.
Yeah, I mean, you're some jobs you simply can't compete for, and you're trying to get on film. That's really what the deal is. Lots of teams can get one of these quarterbacks. So the Suns start the weekend. They're the second win here. The Suns start the weekend with a big win over the Boston Celtics, who were playing a whole lot better lately. They didn't have Devin Booker. They didn't have DeAndre Ayton. It didn't matter. The Suns completely rolled. I love the way that they were moving the basketball around. 7 different Suns in double figures.
Gotta love that.
8 guys played, 7 guys, double digits. You got to love that. That meant the ball was moving around. They were finding open shooters. And honestly, the Celtics didn't really have a ton of answers. And they were able to restrain Jason Tatum. They held him to 1 of 7 from deep. So good day for the Phoenix Suns. And they kicked off the weekend right. And then finally, on Saturday, I did catch the Heisman Trophy ceremony. That's the big win. Bryce Young gets the Heisman Trophy. I think deservedly so for the numbers that he was able to pull up at Alabama. And even though, the team could have stumbled a little bit when they lost to Texas A&M, pulled themselves together, win the SEC title, and they've got another chance to play for a ring.
Is he Detroit's new quarterback?
No, because he still has to play another year in college. So
no, he doesn't. I say he can go now.
If you were the czar of college football, then he'd be able to go now. But
okay. You don't understand. Jeffrey's not the czar. He's the emperor.
I got a lot of pull.
If he can go now, then I mean, I don't think that there's a single team in need of a quarterback, Detroit being probably the most needy, that wouldn't take him immediately right away. I think Detroit may even wait a season and wait till he's available the season after.
So you're saying they're going to tank for an additional season?
I don't think they need to really try that hard. They just keep Jared Goff.
Wow. That's a good point.
And just roll with that. So let's get to the 3 losses. And there is a theme here. You may pick up on the theme.
All right.
Because there's just a lot of L's to go around. Loss 1, Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer has a story come out, the Jaguars do, over the weekend about how Urban Meyer has completely lost control of that locker room. There's a wide receiver that leaves. He's gone. They have to convince him to come back. He gets into a blowout argument with Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer is taking his assistants and having them defend their resumes, explaining why he's a winner. And in fact, the assistants, they're all losers. And that's the reason why the team is bad. And he did this, by the way, in front of all of the players. So this is not a side thing that he did. He has completely lost this locker room. James Robinson benched after a fumble a week ago. Trevor Lawrence was trying to tell Urban Meyer that you got to put him in. He's actually our best running back. I know he fumbled, but you got to put him in. And Urban Meyer simply would not do it.
Urban
would not do it.
He's not just losing that locker room, Keon. He's also losing and or has lost the respect, I think, of pretty much everybody else in the NFL. At the end of the game, when Vrabel comes across the field in that good game handshake, he gave him a limp hand and just kept walking right by him, just went, and Urban just was like, looked all depressed afterwards. I don't know if you saw that, but Vrabel wanted nothing to do with Urban Meyer.
I did. And in fact, that was loss number 2. Also, Urban Meyer. That handshake, I think, is indicative of everything that people think about Urban Meyer right now. I got no respect for the guy. And this is interesting because Mike Vrabel was actually on Urban Meyer's Ohio State staff. So this is not just a stranger.
Oh, yeah. He knows.
Then. Yeah. You are personal. You were friends. You guys go way back. And Vrabel wants nothing to do with Urban Meyer. I don't think I've ever seen a dude look more miserable in my entire life, which gets me to number 3, the third loss. Is also Urban Meyer, because Urban Meyer's plan, his master plan to stop all the bleeding in the locker room, to get these guys to rally together, is to find the SOB who's leaking information and make them stop. Damn it, make them stop.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, Urban Meyer. You don't even know who's leaking the information. You have no idea. And if you weren't such an incompetent coach, there wouldn't be anything to leak in the first place. That third loss goes to Urban Meyer. And the one, what the bleep, is kind of, I need some eye bleach. I need to get this image out of my head. But basically, they do a lot of this stuff at universities. When a player commits to a university, they'll do a photo shoot with the player. Young high school kid, all of a sudden you've got these awesome photos, going around on Instagram. You can show your friends, your family. It hypes them up. So they had one of these sort of music video rooms at LSU, and they get a player to commit, and Brian Kelly is there, and they're standing on this podium together. And Brian Kelly decided that was the time that he was going to break out some of his dance moves.
Can you demonstrate some of these dance moves?
We can see what we could do here because you got
All
a
right,
little.
here goes Keon. He's standing up to show some of Brian Kelly's horrible dance
back up.
moves.
boy.
He's basically he's got this side motion that he's doing.
Oh,
And-
he's doing like
and
an
it's-
odd fly. He's doing
Yeah.
the wipe your butt with a towel after a shower move. Like that.
Exactly.
Ah.
But he was right next to this kid doing it. And the kid looks clearly uncomfortable. Like he just doesn't want to be there anymore. Like maybe
Oh,
I should
boomer.
not have committed to LSU. Maybe this was a mistake. Just looked very out there. Look up the video of Brian Kelly dancing. It's
I
haunting.
think I'll pass on that
Yeah.
one.
Nope, I don't like to watch injury videos. What makes you think I want to watch that one?
That's fair. That's fair. And that's 3 wins, 3 losses, and 1 what the bleep on this fine Monday afternoon.
There you go.
Hmm.
888-368-1580. Thunder Snow says, good afternoon, Keon. Is anyone else there, or is this now a one-man show? No,
What?
this is his bit. This is listen, we asked him to have a bit a day, and right now he's up to 3. So
Yeah.
don't criticize. We're still trying to get 2 more out of him.
That's a damn good bit. This is
Yeah,
a damn good
thank
way
you.
to kick off the week right here.
I don't know how you missed Michael Strahan going up on the space penis. He survived. He lived. And here's the thing: you watch that rocket going up, and it's kind of tilting ever so slightly, and I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh, and it kind of goes back up. I'm like, whoa. They didn't account for his weight, so I think it was
Yeah.
leaning in the giant man's direction. But no, he made it 10 minutes. Why are they only letting him go up for 10 minutes? That's the part I don't get.
It takes an incredible amount of fuel. I'm pretty sure.
Well, once you're there, enjoy the view for a damn minute, more than a minute. I mean, you're up there for 10 minutes. Maybe, go once around the planet, then come back down. What's the difference? I don't understand why it's only 10 minutes. It seems like a hell of a ripoff. Don't
yeah,
you feel like that's just sort of
Well,
like a waste of damn time?
Well, Michael Strahan didn't pay a penny to go on this ride.
Well, I'm talking
But
about
there
everyone
are
else who
people that did. Yeah.
Yeah.
like, and they,
I
they
think it's more of experiencing the liftoff and getting into space and experiencing
Yeah.
10 minutes of
right.
no gravity, zero gravity.
All of which you can die during. So if I'm going up, I ain't going up for 10 minutes. I want to be up
Yeah.
there. Give me an hour. Give me a day. Give me something more than and that's it. It's over. It's over.
yeah, it's like a really high roller coaster for that duration.
Yeah, I mean, great for Michael Strahan. He enjoyed it, and I've watched the video on the Fox NFL game show, whatever the hell it is, on Sunday mornings, and it was hey, that's great. And I don't think Shatner paid for it. I don't think Strahan paid for it. That's just publicity. They're sending these guys up, right? But at first, I was like, oh, we're gonna lose Strahan. We're gonna lose Strahan. The rocket's tilting, and then
Yeah.
after that, I was like, it's over. It's done. That's it.
Mm.
No, I ain't going on that till you get to go out like for a few days or something. What's the point of that?
So I will respond to the email we received about going up in the blue penis rocket with thank you, but until you can go longer, we respectfully decline.
Like most women tell Jeff Bezos, until you can go longer with that penis, I decline.
Oh boy.
All right, let's get to the text line here. Fubar 1000 says, hiya, Blender Bros, sup? He says, Randy, did you see them dumbasses at the 4-letter network finally got it right? Cards are ranked #1 in the power rankings.
Yeah.
I was a little worried, however, they were going to rank Houston or Detroit #1 because they're so smart and all.
Right. Yeah.
Big Stanky, he says he is heading out of town. He's driving to Tennessee for the holidays. He says, hey, how about that Urban Meyer? Yeah, well, he's not going to make it. He met with Shad Khan today, and that was like sort of a indication that he ain't getting fired right away because he didn't get fired right away. I imagine he'll make it to the end of the season and he's gone. This is just ugly. It started ugly. It's middle ugly. It's going to end ugly. So
Bad experiment. I feel bad for the people of Jacksonville.
we tried to warn him, Randy. We
Yeah.
tried to warn him. Did we
Yeah.
not try to warn him? We
it's-
said this is a bad idea. Don't do it. Oh, they didn't listen to us.
Yeah, Shad Khan just wanted to do it. Look, he liked the idea of a college coach taking over that program and that organization and sort of bringing the fighting spirit that you usually get in college. But Urban Meyer's got more baggage than just that. I don't think that's just
Well, and
the one
and
thing you
the-
consider.
And that's the thing. Urban Meyer thinks he's still dealing with, 18-year-olds, 22-year-olds. He's not. He's dealing with grown men who've got families that are trying to make a living. They're trying to provide for their families. And he's not going to go in there and rah these guys into shape. You need a real leader in there. And the unfortunate thing, which is kind of comical, is now this is strike 2. This is the second time he's gone out on sort of a bad note. We might recall when he resigned from Ohio State. It was during that controversy, during that coach that had done some wrong things that Urban Meyer had covered up. Now Urban Meyer's dancing with co-eds and trying to rah these guys, and he's going to be out on his ass. I would assume pretty quick here, as soon as Black Monday, right after the Super Bowl. I think it'll be game over. Don't you?
I feel like, well, they're not going to the Super Bowl, so it might even be sooner than that. I'm saying season end, whatever the date is where you're no longer tampering. Whatever that date is, I imagine I don't think they're worried anyone's going to hire him away. You know what I mean? No. Maybe a college will, but I don't think anybody right now at this point. I don't know that anybody would. I don't know if Mesa Community College would even be picking up a phone.
Yeah, I mean, I was, I got a live look earlier on the interwebs. The Fox people there at college football, they're warming the chair up for him to return back to the college football pregame show. So I'm sure that he'll enjoy that when he goes back there to the set of the college, the Fox college football.
Though when he does come back, they're not going to have to. They used to ask him before every game, here are Urban Meyer's 3 tips for leadership for the day. Yeah, I'm guessing they're not going to ask him that anymore.
No.
Call your assistant coach is dumb. Play slap and tickle with a girl at some bar while the rest of the team flies home
after a loss,
and bench people that you shouldn't bench because of one little teeny mistake.
Right.
Come on now. Hefty Lefty says, can the Broncos, and less so the Colts, maybe get some quarterbacks from that transfer portal? That'd be a great idea. If like NFL teams could pull somebody out of the transfer portal.
You know what? We'll take a shot on Spencer Rattler. Why not?
Why not? Hefty Lefty also says 10 minutes is plenty of time to mix up a batch. Then you can always say you've fed the ducks in space. Well, only people who have ever seen Letterkenny are going to understand that one.
Mix up a batch.
Yeah, I'll explain later. Big George says, hey, gentlemen, happy Monday. Pumped for tonight's big Cardinals game against the Rams. Win by the Cardinals, and they have all but locked up the NFC West Division title. A loss, and the Rams are right back in the mix. Big game tonight. Go Cardinals.
Yeah, and I'm a little skeptical at how confident everybody seems to be. I'm not confident at all. This is a good football team, and they're motivated. The Rams are motivated.
I think all Cardinal fans they're like, yeah, go Cardinals. But if you push, they're a little nervous about tonight's game too. Yeah. I mean, I believe my wife has already filed for divorce because I followed her around the house this morning saying it's a lock, and she,
oh no,
yeah,
just wasn't thrilled about it
for the win. I'm like, honey, we can watch anything else tonight. We don't have to watch the Cardinals. It's a foregone conclusion. They're going to win.
Oh boy. Yeah. No sugar for you tonight in your coffee, Jack.
Well, I knew she was going to work for a meeting, so I knew I wouldn't get any physical damage, but well, who knows what might be in my food later.
Physical at all after today. You get no physicality at all.
Sometimes I can't help myself. Navy Brad says, happy Monday, gents. Hope your weekend was great. Jeffrey, I got that other part we'll talk about later, but thank you for that. Beer Bob says, hope you all had a great weekend. I'm so happy to say my losing streak should finally be broken tonight. I have a huge lead in my matchup, and Lacrosse Guy has little hope. Oh, nobody cares about your fantasy football, Beer Bob. He says it'll be a tall order for his only player to come back and beat me. He'll need a gigantic score of 83 points from Kyler Murray to win.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
What's the highest score a quarterback's ever gotten in fantasy football?
Don't know, don't care.
I don't think 83 points is possible.
I don't think it is either.
I mean, all things are possible through Christ. But I don't know in fantasy football that's ever happened. Well, if we're going to air those commercials, I might as well do that, right? Robert from Surprise says, just letting you know, I forgot to put my Thursday pick in Gridiron Games. I got my Sunday games in, though. Thank you for letting us know. Thunder Snow says, I'm not going to read that. 602 Pats fan says, did the head coach of the Bills give credit to Bruce Arians this time, or was it a sloppy football again, like against the Patriots? Asking for a friend. I haven't heard like one word from the Bills' very pale head coach. Have you guys?
No,
No.
he hasn't really put himself out there.
Rough Rob says part of Taylor Heineke's soul was left at the 42-yard line on that strip sap. I'm sure they should have had like a chalk outline of him on the field after that one.
Just blown to pieces in that one play. Just rough. And that wasn't even the play where he injured himself was the dumbest play because he wouldn't just throw the ball and pick up the first down. He was trying to throw the ball to try and get 20 or 30 yards when 7 was all that was needed. But anyway. Yeah.
We'll let you commiserate on that a little bit later. King of Kitten says Strahan said he felt safer in the space penis than he does flying back and forth from LA to New York.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know if the other people felt that safe when he fell asleep and started farting. No, he took a little nap on the pad, and they're like, "Oh God, can we open the window?" Nope, it's 2.5 minutes. We can't do anything for you. And they're like, "Well, we got to get some duct tape and some new filters, like an Apollo 13." Oh my God, we need help. King of Kitten says, "Hey, Keon, Dallas Washington game was nasty and entertaining. All right, and now we're 5 and 15 minutes away from kickoff. What? What are you talking about? 5 and 15? I don't understand what that means. We're like 2.5 hours, man.
Yeah.
Is that some sort of weird math?
No.
You learned that math in school where they break it all up and make it goofy instead of just doing 3 plus 3.
That new math. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He came back and says, no, it's 3 hours and 10 minutes to kick off. Well, not anymore because now it's later since what you typed that. So,
right.
Yeah. Thanks, Jenkins. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk about the Phoenix Suns for a moment, and then we'll break down every single football game that happened this weekend. The last couple of weeks, we've actually gotten through it in 3 hours. Let's see what happens today. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Fairly busy night tonight across the NBA. It includes the Phoenix Suns putting their 21-4 record on the line on the road in Los Angeles, matched up against the Clippers. Phoenix goes into the game as a 3-point favorite, the over-under at 211.5. Some of the other notable games today in the NBA, Denver a 4-point favorite as they match up against the Wizards. The Sacramento Kings are 4.5-point underdogs. They are playing in Toronto against the Raptors, and Golden State favored by 3 in Indianapolis against the Pacers. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
Here we go. It's so cheap. Yeah, got a great rate on the down low. 'Cause State isn't your average Joe. Hard to believe. Yeah, nobody does it like State Farm do. Never knew the rates were this low. Oh, they ain't that steep.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cub Spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at chicagofestwest.com today.
Providing you with the latest sports news, commentary, and analysis.
There's something about Chris Paul, man. The guy continues to amaze.
Chris Paul's been Chris Paul his entire career.
Chris Paul, though, has never been the runner-up. It's just a pleasure to watch them play basketball on a nightly basis. Hey, their eye of the tiger, they're hungry. They still want to eat, and it's fun to watch.
Jacobs and Helly on Arizona's new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Tonight, the Cardinals game is on your TV set because we can't air it. It's on a different station. But you got your Thursday night football. Chiefs are playing the Chargers at 6 p.m. on Thursday, the way Herbert and the Chargers have been playing and seeing the Chiefs start to kind of come back, it should make for a really great contest here on 1580. The Fanatic. Hefty Lefty says people were crushing it in the picks this week. There's like a 13-way tie at 12 wins today. Good job, almost everyone. Yeah, I mean, it was very surprising. I took a look at the standings and I saw that a lot of people had 12 right. Fed Fan was one of them. She says, "Yeah, I did well in gridiron games this week. Finally." Oh, you're still hanging in there. What's amazing is Hefty Lefty picked all his games before the season started. That right there, I think, deserves some sort of prize if he's at least in the top 10.
That's impressive.
Even the top 25. That's just that is some good picking right there, Hefty Lefty. Man card accreditation at the very least on that one. Let's see. Kyle G says, "I think the most impressive thing from last night was the Aaron Rodgers lookalike in the stands." Well, is it though? Any homeless guy with a scraggly hair and a beard and like a hat, you got the home. You can play the home game easy, man. Taco Kenny says, "Humbug to all sports. It's Toto." Okay, Taco Kenny, what's the problem, man? What's the problem? Is it the fact that the Lakers are looking to trade for Ben Simmons? Is it I don't know where in your world the sports are gone bad. I don't know why you're humbugging, but good to hear from you, buddy. Oaktown Destroyer says, "Hey guys, hope you had a great weekend because I know my Raiders didn't. And if you're going to stand in the middle of the field to disrespect your opponent, well, you damn well better back it up. Looks like the Chiefs had a scrimmage game out there." Yep, we're going to get around to talking about that in here in a few minutes. But I was watching the pregame that, and the minute I saw those players say, "Hey, come over here, let's have a meeting on the logo," I'm like, this is not going to go well for them.
I've never seen it work.
Fight. I thought that all of a sudden a bunch of Chiefs fans are going to come out and try to fight them, but they didn't. They just whooped their asses up and down the field for the next 60 minutes. So Wing Guru says, "The guy who runs our fantasy league loves scoring." So, by the way, take Randy out of mix minus, please. Yeah, it's echoing in my ear. He's trying to get connected. Anytime. Wing Guru says, "The guy who runs our fantasy league loves scoring, so he's got it where settings are pretty high. I've had quarterbacks there score 100 points in a single game." No, I mean basic scoring. Randy's back.
I pulled it up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So in basic scoring, who has ever done such a thing?
The highest that I saw get pulled up was the 49.3 that Michael Vick scored.
I would have thought Peyton Manning or Tom Brady or even Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I would have thought so too, but the mobile quarterbacks do also get the bump in fantasy as well.
Sure.
And that night, that was the night I believe that the Eagles beat Washington 63-10. I remember watching that game. It was a horrible, horrible day of my life.
Wow, we just keep bringing up these bad memories for you, don't we?
I Googled it, and then the moment I saw it, I went, "Oh no!" So the next one, Aaron Rodgers has 46.9.
Hey, Drew remember Brees. Joe Theismann's leg? Oh, that was a good time.
Oh, please stop. Drew Brees at 46.3, Peyton Manning at 46.3. So there are a few quarterbacks that have gotten up there, but Michael Vick with his 49.3 is the highest.
There you go. Senior Wake and Bake says, "Sup, fellas? Tough one for Jeffrey and Keon. My Niners." Wait, why is it a tough one for me? He says, "My Niners won. And tonight, unfortunately, we'll need a little bit and the Cards to lose. Fingers crossed. Go Niners." Why is it a tough one for me? I don't understand what I mean. Mike Holtz sat back, didn't lose the game, and got up into the wild card position because of other people's losses and stuff. So it was a great weekend for me that way.
You didn't have to watch him play. So that means you didn't have to subject yourself to 3 hours of Carson Wentz.
Right.
And you still wound up, with a playoff spot. That's a great weekend.
And hurt people healing for a couple of weeks ain't bad either. Baker's Cocky Hen says, "Jaguars keeping Meyer is ridiculous at this point. AFC thanks you through Jacksonville. Had a $25 parlay on the Hawks and Titans minus 6.5 with Bengals money line to pay 168. Talk about nerves during that game. It bungled me out of that money, Cincy. That was the only pick I missed so far this week. I picked Cincinnati. That's the only one that has burned me so far. Beer Bob says, according to Google, yes, the highest fantasy score, 59.5 points by Jamal Charles. Well,
we were talking about quarterback.
Yeah, I asked quarterback wise, but he says, unfortunately, Mike Vick does have that highest score, and I can't stand 49.3. King Kenton says Monday Night Football is on both the 4-letter network and ABC nationally tonight. So, yeah, it's a big game. I think everybody knows that. Teriyaki says, goodness, all this time I thought FedFan's name was Bedpan. It looks like I need to get my ears checked. Although
you think
we should have a texter named Bedpan. Put that on the list there, Randy. I like that. Bedpan. FedFan, Bedpan. Bedpan, FedFan. Fubar 1000 says, yeah, I'd say Irby is being a dumbass, especially when he doesn't utilize their top running back. You know what that means? He's a candidate for ESPN. Yeah, probably. But I want to talk about a couple of Suns and NBA things real fast before we jump into all these games, okay? First off, I was stunned, pleasantly surprised, stunned, and then suspicious. I'll just read the headline. It broke after we were off air on Friday. Phoenix Suns employees participating in investigation into team owner Robert Sarver have been released from their non-disclosure agreements. Oh, okay. So the Suns, have gone in and said, for this instance, you're released from your disclosure. There'll be no legal problems that come to you if you participate and cooperate with these investigations. That's just stunning, isn't it?
It is.
I don't know that it's stunning. We said on this very program that if Robert Sarver has nothing to hide, release these employees and let them talk.
Well, it's stunning because you just never expected that they would go ahead and say okay to that, because they can make all sorts of good legal excuses why not to that don't show malicious intent. But yeah, from all the stories, it's a pleasant surprise. Let's just say that, because I had said this last week or the week before. Hey, Phoenix Suns, if you want to show everybody you're on the up and up, best way to start is to release these people from those NDAs so they can talk to the investigators. Let's be transparent. Let's open this thing up. And I had to read the story a few times just because I couldn't believe it. Not that I think Sarver is guilty or the Suns are covering something or guilty, but just, I don't know. People don't usually do that.
Yeah, no, that was what I was going to say. Like, when was the last time, and not just in sports, in any time that a company or a rich famous person has had an NDA, have you ever heard them release somebody for an investigation? And the NBA is not a governing body. It doesn't have the ability to subpoena anybody. So they don't have
Before we go any further, Randy, you're not allowed to answer that because of our NDA.
What's that?
You're not allowed to answer that. You're not allowed to discuss or comment on what he just said because of our NDA.
Your NDA is about NDAs.
He can't say what his NDA is about, Keon. That's the nature of an NDA. So Randy still under an NDA. So please refrain from bringing this up or asking him any more questions about this. And if you're going to, then you're going to have to provide your own legal counsel, and there's going to be a deposition and a whole lot of issues.
When you say don't ask questions, it just makes me want to ask more questions.
You better get a lawyer there, Chachi, because you're going to need it.
All right. I will pull back.
As long as Randy understands and respects our NDA, that's all that matters.
Yes, our NDA. Right.
Randy,
Jiggy says just need Cardinals to not lose by more than 5 points, and this hits. He's got a parlay there with a few things and gets a $255 payout for $15. He says, yeah, I think I got a chance. Or should I hedge the bet and go with the Rams ultimate spread at 5.5 at plus 230 for $100? Well, don't ask me that.
Yeah, I don't feel like I feel confident telling you what to do.
I don't like giving people advice when it comes to their money, Jiggy. I think that you follow your heart, listen to your heart.
Yeah.
Who sang that?
Hart, I believe. Jiggy, there was a former co-host on this very radio program that would always hedge his bets
in all aspects of life.
That was his strategy. So,
well, actually, no, Randy, it was everybody would fade him. That was the strategy. Whatever he said, do the opposite, everyone would win.
But he would put down a bet, and then he would hedge that
so he
bet.
Would fade himself.
Yeah.
Got it. Because I told him to go F himself. I guess he figured I meant fade.
So
Jiggy, geez, that does make me a little nervous. I hate to say, but so you have how much do you have to put up to do the other side? Is it just another 15? If it's another $15, yeah, go ahead. What does it hurt as long as you get the kind of odds that'll help? So I think that's what you're trying to say, right, Jiggy? I just, don't go crazy out there. Baker's Cocky Hen says, hedge man, hedge, coming from the guy who didn't cash out when he could have. Yeah. Fed Fan says, Roxette was the group that sang that song. Oh, they weren't. Listen to your heart.
Listen to your heart.
Was there a Roxette?
Roxette?
Fed Fan's not happy. Bedpan? What the Bedpan? It's Fed Fan for the greatest tennis player ever, Roger Federer. Well, it could be Bedpan for what Randy and I tried to convince our wives that we should have just because we're lazy, but it's not necessary. And they said no. I mean, could be that. Rough Rob says, should the Cardinals even play this game with all the COVID positives on the Rams? Yeah, that's a concern. And that was another thing, seeing the Chicago Bulls, they lost 2 games because of the COVID. There's so much COVID on their team. They can't play against the Pistons or the Raptors this week. So they're just having to reschedule that stuff. So the COVID's getting hot and heavy out there lately, guys. So you can expect more of this. Randy, what do you say to that? I mean, there's, these guys might be filthy with the COVID when they come into State Farm Arena.
The thing is from my understanding, if the guys if they have the COVID, they're not playing. They get tested all the time. So it should be, and I say in large capital letters, bold and underline that should be a safe environment for the teams to compete. Now we've seen it go the other way, and everybody who has had a vaccination has been treated and all that. They should be up to speed on that. And those who have not had the vaccination should be wearing the face mask and taking all the precautions. So I don't have a problem with these guys playing tonight. I don't have a problem. I'm a little skeptical about all the confidence.
Yeah, a little worried about the whole idea. But the other thing is kind of enjoying the fact that they got a bunch of their players out.
Yeah.
You hope everybody will be okay and all that. I'm not trying to be morbid, but
of course.
A couple guys not on the field playing for the Rams helps your chances.
Well, not just a couple guys. Jalen Ramsey in particular. I mean, he's a big one.
Yeah. I mean, it's, again, I don't want my wife to come at me, for their fists of fury, but
let's keep in mind that, we did whip their ass last time when Jalen Ramsey was between the lines there.
Yeah, but that means his backup is in. And what if his backup is better than he was?
Well, I don't think there's.
I don't know that that's possible.
Too many lockdown cornerbacks like Jalen Ramsey.
Thunder Snow says Fed Fan's right. It was Roxette. It really wasn't. Not the one that Randy and I are thinking of. They might have done a version of it, but the original version, listen to your heart. Da, 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 da. Right, Randy?
I think so. I don't know. I Googled it. Roxette came up too.
Well, who else came up?
Many times.
Who else came up? Look up heart, listen to your heart. See if that comes up. Because that's really what I was thinking. There may be another song, but I was thinking of the other one that the Chubby Girls sang. Let's see. Single Malt Scotch says, hope Kyler and the Cards make short work of the Rams tonight. Fubar 1000 says, see, I thought early in the season I could get a strong running back core. Like a dumbass, I traded Cup for Robinson. Oh, how that has come back to bite me on the ass. And now the Box and the mighty KR have averaged over 150 points a week in Blender League 2. Wow. Good for you. Good Cat says, yo, what's happening? I don't know. What's happening with you?
What's up, Good Cat?
I don't know. Senior Wake and Bake says, Randy, you think they'll have the roof open tonight?
Supposed to. I understand. The Sarge, my oldest, is going to the game tonight. And he said that their last report is they will have the roof open.
Oh, with the roof open, nobody can get COVID. You're safe. 888-368-1580. I'm pretty sure that's not science, though. But that was sarcasm, guys. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about all them football games. We're going to talk about the Arizona Cardinals first. So your thoughts on tonight's game, text them in. 888-368-1580. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
500 apiece, you get that 500, 502 apiece, 1 that's what I had, that 150.
The best weekly auction is right here in Arizona. It's only a click of the mouse away from great deals on almost everything. Visit liquidateaz.com for weekly auctions on everyday household items, antiques from around the world, sports and non-sports cards, memorabilia and autographs, comic books, comic character collectibles, Native American, pots, jewelry, rugs, and sterling silver. Liquidateaz.com weekly auctions is the place for great deals on works of art, gold and silver, coins and U.S. currency, gold and sterling jewelry, vintage LP vinyl records, vintage electronics, ham radio, RC cars, planes, and boats. Interested in antique clocks, watches, and timepieces, or a wide variety of sports equipment, including hunting, fishing lures, poles, and gear. How about military collectibles, medals, uniforms, or helmets? All at liquidateaz.com. Looking to liquidate an estate? Liquidateaz.com can help with estate sales and consignment services. Liquidateaz.com for information.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari talks about the benefits of a financial advisor.
Not only the technicals and the fundamentals and the valuation, but you have to look at the macro picture. And that requires a lot of work where you're looking at the sectors and industries within the sectors. And then you find the stocks within the sectors that are doing better. And then you have to do the work on those individual stocks. And you sort of go through tons of sand before you find those nuggets of gold. And the discipline to do that continuously, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, that is the hard part. People become traders, but they have a job, they've got a family, they get distracted, and then you look at it 3 weeks later and it's all history. Like your personal trainer who keeps your health on check, this is why you need a financial advisor to keep your emotions in check.
If you need help keeping your investments on track, call pound 250 and say talk to Mo, or go to compact.com and click on the Get Started button. That's COMPAK.com.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
Just because you can't listen to us doesn't mean you have to miss our brilliance. Check our latest updates on news, scores, opinions, and more on Facebook and Twitter.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So the Saturday games are back for the NFL. And of course, we're going to have to air those over on our sister station, Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM, because we had GCU versus San Francisco on Saturday afternoon at 5:15, and that kind of overlaps those two NFL games. But we'll still have it on the radio for you. But over on our sister station, you got Raiders and Browns at 2 p.m. And then the oh, wait, that can't be right. Oh, yeah, it is. Patriots and Colts. That's right. Patriots. You know, it's weird. My Colts get to play on Saturday, 2 Saturdays in a row. They play Patriots and Colts this coming weekend. And then on Christmas, the Patriots play some team I'm sure a lot of you guys have never heard of. So that is kind of weird. But I guess it's all right. It's still the same amount of time apart. I think the same thing goes for the Browns or the Raiders or something, whatever the case. Those games will be on Money Radio 1510. So, all right. Ziggy says, what's your thoughts on James Conner getting more reps than Chase Edmonds tonight? Well, here's the thing. I think James Conner, I think he is going to play, and I think that he'll be on a restricted, carry count, you know what I mean? Because he is coming back. In fact, the last I heard, it was a game time decision. So I guess, Randy, have they already decided that?
Well, James Conner's not on a game time decision.
Edmonds.
Yeah, I think he'll be on a pitch count, if you will, and I think they'll be keeping their eye on him. They want him for the playoff run, so I would imagine they're not going to try to use him up. And they still have Benjamin, who's done an admirable job in his stead while Edmonds has been out. So
yeah, I got him backwards.
I don't see any rush to get Chase Edmonds back up to speed so fast,
especially when James Conner is just so much of a badass. I mean, he, as a little kid, had to deal with that Terminator coming back and trying to kill him, and it was a huge mess. You try to grow up knowing that some robot from the future is constantly gunning for you, and then you also got to go out there and play this game. So, props to James Conner tonight.
I think that's John Connor.
That's his brother. We're talking about James. Try to keep up, Keon.
I mean, I definitely am.
Yeah, come on. Boomer Sooner said, guys, I heard Chase Edmonds not playing tonight. Well, I guess it's all Connor now, isn't it? And Eno Benjamin.
Which Eno's great. And he's been fantastic the last few weeks too. So
yeah,
I don't know. Embarrassment of riches at the running back position there for the Cardinals.
I wonder if Eno likes playing Uno. Just a weird thought. Big George says, Listen to Your Heart was sung by DHT. What?
Well, I looked it up. Rock said, I made a horrible mistake. It sounds like Nancy Wilson, but it's not.
It really is?
It is Roxette.
Oh, wow. So
there was a Kelly Clarkson cover.
Shut up. I don't
I'm saying that might be who you're thinking of.
I would never listen to that one.
Not even like caught in a store. I don't know.
Caught between her and the buffet. King Ken says, yes, they open the roof during cold temperatures so the Cardinals can sell more super expensive sweaters. Oh, that's smart. I guess. Is it really cold though? I don't think it's actually going to be cold.
No.
Yeah. All right. One last thing on the Cardinals before we move on. And Papa Mike sent this over earlier today. I think he sent it to the other shows too, but he sent over this thing where somebody has a bet right now, a Cardinals bet, and it's for the Cardinals to cover the spread at minus 110. They put $20.50 on it and could win $101,823. I guess.
Yeah, but that's not all. There was like a 13 leg.
Oh, they didn't show me that. I just saw this part of it right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that is the last thing that has to happen for the Cardinals to cover the spread.
Okay,
if he cashes out,
would win.
Right, the cash out option is 33,000, and the question is, would you let this ride or would you take the chance, Randy? What would you do? Would you let it ride or take the chance?
Let it ride. My investment on this is $20.50.
Yeah, but 33,000 in the hand or 101,000 in the wind. It's a fair
$20
question. What about you, Keon?
I feel very confident about the Cardinals tonight. But in normal situations where I don't feel that confident, I think I cash out.
You feel confident not having money on it. Would you feel as confident knowing this could cost me $33,000 in the bank or $101,000 maybe?
Well, you're not going to get all 33,000 though.
I'm saying if I've already gone to the point where I've gone through 12 legs of a parlay and I've already hit on all of those, and the last game I feel good about, which I feel good about this game, I'd let it ride.
You know what you are? You are that person on The Price is Right that goes ahead and decides to go for it, and everybody respects and immediately is like, yeah. And then of course, when they lose, you're immediately forgotten.
I'm trying to be situational about it because I remembered like 2 years ago, somebody did a similar bet, and it was the Washington football team on Monday Night Football, and I was like, you got to cash out. They're not going to win for you. He bet on Washington. I was like, they're not going to win. Cash out.
That's a whole different.
That's what I'm saying. I feel good about the outcome of this game, so I would let it ride.
All right. So listen, I'm not changing my pick. I have picked the Cardinals to win the game tonight. I think we all have, and I'm really looking forward to watching this game. I'm really happy I'm here and not the radio station, so I can just saunter downstairs, get a nice adult beverage, and enjoy this game. But I don't know if I'd be confident enough that Matthew Stafford and the Rams, they have a lot of great pieces, and they're a head scratcher for a lot of people as to why they haven't done better this year. And I mean, you beat the Rams once on their turf. Presumably you should be able to beat them again. But would I be willing to give up the chance at $33,000, hoping the Cardinals get me $101,000? I would almost think, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and take the save money. I almost think.
I think that would be the smart thing to do. But the moment I heard Jalen Ramsey was out, I don't think I cash out.
The other part is if I had actually done a parlay, which Josh Applebaum has taught us, don't do that. But if I had done a parlay, I am pretty sure if this was the last thing, there's that little part of me that say, let it ride, let it ride.
Yeah.
And everybody will immediately call me an idiot if I lose, and they will immediately forget who I am. That's fine. There are some things in life where you're like, let it ride. If this is just a straight up bet, and I'd be like, yeah, I would be tempted to just take the safe money. I don't know what you guys would do out there, but pending on situation, might take that safe money. Keon and Randy, they're letting it ride no matter what.
Let it ride, baby.
Let it ride. 888-368-1580. Fed fan says, I'll accept your apology now, Jeffrey. All right. I would like to.
Jeffrey's fault.
I would like to apologize to absolutely no one. All right. I'm sorry. Listen, here's what it was. I thought you were right, but I thought they originally had been Hart that had done it. I mean, Randy and I both thought that thing. They had that same sort of vocal quality. But
Yep.
Fair is fair. Tip of the hat, Fed fan. Now go win that damn picks contest. I keep seeing your name hanging around in there in the top 10 or near the top 10. Get in there. Thunder Snow says Connor is going to carry the load tonight and dodge robots from the future at the same time. Man card accreditation.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think we need to accredit him. And I say we as in you.
It is done. It has been done. I have said it so let it be so.
There we go.
Senior Wakenbake says, hey, this person told me that he only bets on hockey, which he's familiar with, but he says he follows the line and he's won often. Explain this, please. He just bets the chalk is what it sounds like. He bets the chalk and probably has to put up more money than he gets back. Right, guys? Is that kind of what that sounds like to you?
It depends on the kind of bet, I think. According to Josh Applebaum, you can make different variations of the same bet. Are you going to have the favorite cover the spread or not cover the spread? You don't always just bet the money line, but it sounds like he's just been betting the money line
because it's hard.
Betting favorites.
There usually aren't that many spreads for hockey. You usually end up betting money line or over under in hockey more so than
that's what I meant. Over under.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, let it ride. Think of how tight that person's corn nut is going to be during the game. Well, I don't think I'm going to think about anybody's corn nut. Thank you. I don't mean to be a party pooper.
Not.
602 Pats fan says, so the Raiders did not learn from the other team about huddling at the other team's logo. Also, they didn't learn from Juju Smith-Schuster and the Steelers. No, there's a whole lot of not learning going on with the Raiders. But all right, we'll get to that in a moment. I say we go ahead and start at the top. This is the way we do things here. We take all the games as they appear on our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em Picks list. So we'll just start with the Atlanta and the Carolina Panthers game. Why are people surprised that Cam Newton is bad? Why are they surprised? And then they finally pull their heads out of their keister and they put this little PJ Tucker out there. And then, then they throw Cam back. It just listen. And then they come out and say, Cam Newton is going to be our starting quarterback next week. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with Matt? It's Matt Rule, right? Yeah. What is wrong with that's the smock, right? Is that the smock?
That is the smock. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you? You got beat. By the Falcons. I picked the Falcons to win because I knew Cam Newton would implode. But still, it's the Falcons. If you can't beat the Falcons with Cam Newton, guess what? Cam Newton doesn't need to be even on your roster. Horrible.
I got to tell you, looking at this game, I was having a hard time because Atlanta is like a roller coaster ride, and Carolina, I should have guessed. Carolina is going to lose this game because they've been just absolutely horrible lately. They can't win anything. They started out really hot on the season, and now they're just it's like desperation bringing Cam Newton in, and then they lost McCaffrey. I should have known Atlanta was going to win this game, but no.
It's one of the few that Atlanta can win. You know what I'm saying? Because they're a hot mess themselves, man. They've got all sorts. I mean, they got some good players. They got some stars or people who should be stars. I don't know what the dysfunction is with the Atlanta Falcons, but enjoy this W because you ain't going to get a whole lot more, Atlanta. But wow. Once you have pulled your quarterback out of a game because of his suckage, Why would you put him back?
How can you stand in front of the media after doing that and say next week he's our starter again? That I don't understand. I've been out on the Panthers for a while. The moment that they went out and got Cam Newton, that was desperate to me. That's a team that they clearly see PJ Walker every day in practice. We don't, and they clearly don't see enough there to where they feel confident just starting him, and so they're just playing around right now.
Let me tell you why. Let's rewind back to the Jeffrey O'Brien quote, which is two bad teams playing each other suddenly look good. But if you're practicing PJ Tucker or Cam Newton against your own bleep defense, guess what? They probably look pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. Looking pretty good. Your team sucks, Panthers. So of course you're not going to look good against anybody else. And man, God have mercy on any team that the Panthers have beat this year. The embarrassment, the shame must be too much to bear.
I mean, you're right. It's unbelievable. I was just
waiting for a flag on that one. Nothing, Randy.
But yeah, I don't like where the Panthers are. Matt Rule, I think, is good X's and O's guy, but I don't think that him and that front office are in sync together.
Hey, Randy, remember when the Panthers?
Now you're going to get a flag because you went back to it. There it is. Enjoy your damn flags.
I'm sorry. Hey, listen, I lost a bet on that, and many people probably can just go ahead and blame me for that one because I jinxed them. So, according to my wife, so whatever.
Well, and look what you've done again.
What do you mean? I've not made
Walking
any bets.
Around, following your lovely wife around, going, it's a lock. It's a lock.
Oh, I do this physical move too. It's a lock. You know,
you could not be more annoying in that moment. I don't know how that's possible.
Oh, Keon, believe me, I can. I really can.
If I was Alex, I would withhold all of your Christmas gifts, and I would load a box full of horse crap, wrap it up, and give it to you on Christmas Day. And then as you open it up, just go, it's a lock.
I just open it up and be like, oh, it's your sister's cooking. Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
well done. It's
just
lock.
Dig the hole deeper. Why not?
Oh, no, trust me. That was an excellent joke. And I'll be applauded for that downstairs. All right, guys, that is 1 hour down and 2 to go. We have just barely scratched the surface on talking about all the NFL games from Sunday. We have a dream that we can do it, and we have an extra half hour to do it with. So I'm pretty sure, God willing, in the fourth dimension don't rise up, we can get this done and talk about many other things. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
It's a lock.
It's a lock.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
Here we go. It's so cheap. Yeah, got a great rate on the down low. Cause Jake isn't your average Joe. Hard to believe. Yeah, nobody does it like State Farm do. Never knew the rates were this low. Oh, they ain't that steep.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cub Spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at chicagofestwest.com today.
8 Out presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bull Rider, take 2.
Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after Throne Rider. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked up.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by ADOT, CABA, and this station.
If you're rolling over your 401k to an IRA soon, but not sure if you want to go all in on this crazy market, here's what many retiring professionals are doing. How about a safe and secure IRA offering a contractually guaranteed 10% income bonus that grows 7% annually guaranteed? Your income can double in 10 years. Meanwhile, neither your principal nor your retirement income is ever subjected to a market downturn. Even if the market crashes by 50%, you get the 10% bonus. Your income keeps growing at 7%, and your principal may grow without losses uncapped. You go up with the index, never down, forward, never back. Get a 10% income bonus with a 7% contractually guaranteed growth rate. I compare over 1,200 annuities with a fiduciary duty and can help you retire and stay retired.
Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. Visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
Eating, working, living pain-free. These are a few of the things many of us take for granted. Yet for many United States military veterans, finding and affording oral health care is a challenge many of us don't think about. Dental Lifeline Network is looking for dentists who can change this. DLN is asking dentists and their teams to volunteer to see one veteran with special needs one time per year. Visit willyouseeonevet.org to learn more. That's willyouseeonevet.org.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. People settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Big George isn't happy. He's like, yep, Jeffrey, if the Cardinals lose tonight, it is your fault.
Oh, boy.
This is a little bit different. Me teasing the wife a little bit is not the same as making an actual bet.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I think we're going to be fine. Don't bring that bad mojo into the world, everybody. Don't do that. We need positive energy. For my loins' sake, don't do that.
Yeah.
Good Cat says, wait, what? The Panthers started the guy from What's Happening? I thought he was like super old. Was it not PJ Tucker? Is that not the name of the backup quarterback for the Panthers?
PJ Walker.
Tucker,
Texas
Walker. What's the
Ranger.
difference?
PJ
What's
Walker,
the difference?
Texas Ranger.
Yeah, well, if he played like Chuck Norris, I'd remember his last name. Kyle G says, how much you want to bet Jason Garrett got a call from the Jags yesterday or this morning? I don't think they're going to look. I don't think they're going to make that mistake.
Maybe, but look, if Jason Garrett were the head coach of this football team, they'd be 2 games below 500 and they'd be very average. You wouldn't even notice they exist, which I think is preferable to what's going on right now.
Sure. So you think he would pull off of what was the name of Grambling State? He went to Grambling State, right?
Oh, they're not going to bring him back. No.
Do you think he would pull off of Grambling State to go
Jackson? Hugh
there?
Jackson.
Oh, no. Okay, where did Jason Garrett go? I forgot. It was Hugh Jackson went to Grambling State.
Yeah, Jason Garrett was being interviewed for the Duke job.
Oh, he's not even got the job yet.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I guarantee you Shad Khan is on the phone right now. Hey, we need the ultimate ginge. Get your ass on a plane and let's talk. Man, Urban Meyer looks sad and depressed all the time now. Or is that just always the way he looked, Keon? Because you're a big college football guy.
No, Urban Meyer likes to, well, clearly Urban Meyer likes to party. He's not a sad, glum guy. He is depressed right now because he is in a disaster house of his own creation and he's looking for a way out. Responsibility wise, I think he actually wants to keep the job, but I think responsibility wise, he's trying to figure out who to pawn off the responsibility of this team sucking onto. And there is nobody. Herb, find a mirror.
Here's an idea. Coach better. The end. Winning solves all ills.
Why would you do that when you could take all of your assistants, gather them together, and then get the team bus and drive over all of them? That's where he is right now. He doesn't live in the same world with the rest of us.
He's blaming everybody else but the obvious, which would be his lack of leadership and his inability to get a vastly under-talented team to play up to the standards of the owner. The bottom line is 95% of the issues that are going on in Jacksonville are a result of Urban Meyer. But there is a 5%, there is 5% of this whole madness that is a hugely under-talented team, no names that have been assembled over a few years since they dismantled that team that played for the right to go to the Super Bowl just, 4 seasons ago? Just 4 seasons. They had a great team and they dismantled it and they let all the pieces go. And now this is what they have. So 90%, 95% Urban Meyer's issues. 5% would also be the GM and the ownership that allowed that talent to walk out of Jacksonville.
So I keep this piece of paper from the other day when we were talking about doing the scumbag bracket, contest. I think 32 of the biggest scumbags in sports. Does he belong on this list? Biggest scumbags? He is a scumbag, but does he belong on the 32?
Not criminally. Like if the list includes,
it's not about criminal. It's just about period scumbag.
Just period scumbag. Yeah.
Okay.
It's impossible to look at the makeup of that Florida team that had Tim Tebow as its moral center and then literally a bunch of guys who were committing crimes and tell me that guy's not a gigantic scumbag.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think he's going to make the bracket, but I don't know. When should we do this? Maybe we should wait till after the football season is over, or at least till it's Pro Bowl week or something like that, to put together our scumbag bracket. But hey, Keon, do me a favor. If I bring this up, just jot a name down, because right now I'm thinking Urban Meyer should be on that list. And you already know the football players we mentioned the other day that should be on that list. As we go, we'll start to add some of those in. But I'm feeling like, Urban Meyer, scumbag.
Absolutely.
Hitting the Nut says, Walker, no locker, damn voice texting. Wait, what? He says, oh, did I hear Walker, Texas Ranger? Walker told me I have AIDS. Yes, he did. Hitting the Nuts. He told us all we have AIDS.
Wow.
Fubar 1000 says, oh, wait, if I'm a dumbass in fantasy, does that make me a candidate to work over the ESPN? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Calban's cousin says, so many teams lost in the AFC. The Colts slipped right back up into the playoffs there. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good in that number 6 slot with, but anything could change. Anything. We're playing the Patriots this week. Then we're playing the Cardinals after that. So it's getting harder. I feel like this is a pretty good Patriots team. This is going to be a good test, though, for Belichick and his young child. I think that if they survive the Colts defense, then it'll be absolutely a legit Patriots team. I mean, do you give them legitimacy now or after the Colts?
I would say after the Colts, because the Colts would be one of the best teams that they've played this year. When they were struggling early to try and find their footing, they were playing tough teams and they weren't winning those games. And they finally put it together. But that was kind of the softer part of their schedule. So I'd be interested in seeing how they play a team like the Colts, who can run the ball right down your throat and can play shutdown defense, and see what Mac Jones and what Bill Belichick can do to come up with that. If they are able to beat the Colts, then I would say that that's a legitimate football team.
I think Bill's going to be like, all right, Mac, don't worry about throwing touchdown passes, because Carson Wentz is going to throw plenty to our players. Hand off the ball. That is my prediction. Harry Soap says Jacksonville Jaguars are like Aaron Rodgers' pink toe. Both are broken. You are correct, sir. Kyle G says, Jeffrey, the Colts are going to make the playoffs. It's a lock. You bastard. The process says, sup. Sup at you. Sup at you, process. Papa Mike, our man in the field over there at State Farm Stadium, reporting in with photographic evidence that right now, the roof is closed. Oh. Says they have until 4:45 to get in position that it'll be in for the game. Are you sure they're going to open it?
You would think so. I mean, the weather's kind of nice out.
Beautiful outside. There has been a wind advisory that has come through the the 1580 Harmon Solar Weather Center. But
you want to hit me with a weather report so we know what the heck to expect out there at State Farm Stadium? Maybe they shouldn't open up the old canopy there.
Well, from the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randino Whitino reporting weather advisory is in effect for the entire valley, Scottsdale, the west side. Here at the compound, a wind advisory. National Weather Service says that high winds are possible through much of the remainder of the evening. So buckle down stuff. Get your lawn chairs, get some weight on it, cover up the old barbecues, batten down the hatches if you're looking to withstand this wind. Current 70 beautiful degrees on a Chamber of Commerce day here in the valley. We're going for a low tonight of 45 degrees. I don't see any issues with not opening up the roof there at State Farm Stadium. It's going to be a beautiful evening in the valley.
Blow in there and affect what's going on?
No.
All right. Well, that should be a beautiful view for Papa Mike. Let us know how he is when you get in the stadium there, buddy. All right. So let's, we always talk about our teams first. My team was in a bye. Randy's team plays tonight. So we will start by talking about Keon Rose's Washington football team and what happened between them and the Cowboys. And
I'm sorry, Keon. Well,
I mean, I don't know. It wasn't that bad. They lost by 7.
That was a lambasting.
It started off that way, but the Cowboys,
lambasting.
the Cowboys tried to give the game back, and the defense stepped up.
Mike McCarthy was on the sideline chowing down on sandwiches.
I mean, whatever the reason.
Listen, when the Raiders got on the Chiefs logo, oh wow, that fired up the Chiefs. That pissed them off. When Mike McCarthy says, "I guarantee a win," did that do nothing for you? Did that not get your blood boiling? Did it not get any sort of reaction from the Washington football team to go out there and be aggressive?
It did. But here's the thing:
only lasted a couple quarters, or
no. Here's what it is. Taylor Heineke tries too hard. He doesn't take the easy stuff that's right in front of his face, especially when they fell behind early. He started trying to do his Patrick Mahomes impression. Taylor, he's not Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't work. He doesn't have the arm strength. I was watching Justin Herbert make some throws yesterday that are just unreal. Taylor, in his mind, thinks he can do that. Physically, he cannot do that. And so he really threw some bad passes, turned the ball over a bunch, hung onto the ball too long when there were things there. And I do think the team was fired up to play, but he didn't play well. And he's the quarterback. He had like 19 yards total of passing. He completed 2 passes. He was just trying to do too much. And the team's not designed for it either. They're a possession, hold on to the football, pick up first downs kind of team. And he was trying to push it downfield. And I don't understand how at this stage in the game he's not understanding this, because his career's on the line. Like, if he doesn't clean that stuff up, there's not going to be a Taylor Heineke starting at quarterback anywhere in this league.
At what point in the path of the game did you start to feel like the Washington football team had a chance outside of the opening kickoff? At what point in the game was it when the Cowboys led 24-0 at halftime? You're like, we're still in this. Was it when it was 27-8 in the fourth quarter? Was it after Washington started to put some more points on the board? At what point did the delusion that you might win this game set in for you?
It was after the 27-8. That was a deep bomb touchdown that was scored. But then after that, Dak Prescott throws the interception to Cole Holcomb, and Holcomb runs into the end zone. And at that point, I was like, okay, maybe the momentum is starting to shift here. You could start to hear the fans in the stadium.
It blocked.
Yeah, it was blocked. But the reason why they had 8 is they went for 2 earlier, so they ended up with 14. So I was like, okay, you're still very much in position to do this. And then they kept on moving the ball, and it looked like, okay, the momentum has shifted. And that's when I thought, okay, they might be able to pull something off here before they were Washington about the way that the game ended.
Heineke, 11 for 25, 122 yards.
And he injured himself. And he did it to himself. I know that the large 300-pound man landed on him, but part of it was he was running around trying to play hero ball and not taking the obvious check down that was literally at the first down marker. He just refused to take it.
So you saw I tweeted this out. There's some guy who's very upset about the way the game was going, a Washington football team fan. and he's leaning over by his TV, waiting for the final call. There was a flag that's thrown. I don't know if it was a challenge. I don't know if there was just something in review. And when the ref came back and said that it went Dallas's way, he got so mad, he punches his big screen TV so bad the entire screen falls off. And well, here's a look at that. You can find it on my Twitter, but here he is making contact with the TV. And Randy, I think there should be a flag on this guy for punching the ref in the back. Even though it's on a TV, that's still a cheap shot there.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I feel like this guy just wanted a new TV because that was a very, very old TV. It's the kind of had the 3 projectors in the back of the 3 different color projectors, and the screen just fell off like it was just plexiglass.
So many losses taken that day by that man. First the team loses, then you punch your TV that you haven't replaced in clearly 15 years.
Or more. I saw one like that in '86. Seriously.
Yeah.
When did Predator come out? Maybe it was 88. Whenever Predator came out, I got that on a laser disc, and I took it home, and because I had a roommate who had this giant rear projection TV and a huge. The sound system was so insane. I had turned it up so loud, neighbors thought that there was some shooting going on at the house, and that was how good it was. And I was watching it on that screen. That is how old this TV this guy punches out is. So this was either stage, although his wife's reaction on the video sounded like it was like an honest, oh my God, I can't believe you just did that. And if you were going to set this up as a gag, you'd have cleared all the crap off the top of it. When he punches it, a bunch of DVDs fell down too. So
and if he had known it was going to be that embarrassing, I don't think he would have posted it on the internet. So I don't think that this is staged because he's the joke. They're laughing at him. We're not laughing with him.
You just punched your TV. Wait till you have a new TV before you punch your TV. Even then, why are you punching a TV?
Still don't punch your TV. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Fish Tank. Says Predator was released in '87. So this was probably like '88. Fish Tank says, so Keon, did you punch any TVs this weekend? I heard it's pretty popular there in the whole Washington football team circle.
I didn't punch any TVs because that is a massive overreaction. Just so you know, Washington's still in the playoffs. Just win football games. I didn't see a need to punch the TV yesterday. You play Dallas again.
Adorable. You really think that Washington's going to be at the playoffs?
I think that they can get in. Yeah. And the thing is, they've won too many games now for us to get a quarterback.
Okay.
So
your chances of making the playoffs is 24.8%. Your chances of winning the division, 1.7%.
No, they're not winning the division. So that's no need to worry about that. But
Mike Holt's chances of making the playoffs, 56.5%. Cardinals' chances of making the playoffs, 99.9%, Randy. There's that 0.1% though.
Yep. You're saying that there's a chance.
And you got a 96% chance to win your division. So you really think you're making the playoffs, Ken? Really?
I didn't say that we were. Said it's possible. And right now they've got the 7th spot.
So, Randy, have you ever thrown something at a TV and broke it?
No.
They used to sell those little foam bricks that you could throw at your TV if you got mad.
No, I've never done that. No.
Me either. How about you, Keon?
Yeah.
You seriously have?
Not at a TV. I broke my computer.
During a Washington football team game?
Yeah.
Seriously?
I wasn't even I was watching the game on my computer because we had I don't know. We lived in Texas at the time, so I think the Texans game was on TV. So I pulled up the game on my computer so I could watch it. And of course, they were doing all of the stuff that Washington likes to do on a Sunday that makes me mad and frustrated. And I got mad, and my mom had this couch cover, and my phone was kind of wedged in there, and I forgot. So I got mad and I yanked on the couch cover, and my phone comes flying out. It hits my screen on my computer, shatters it.
Did the phone break too?
The phone fortunately did not break, but I had to, and it was a MacBook, and I just gotten it like a month before. Yeah, it was a whole experience and a half of just. So I haven't really thrown anything at a TV or anything like that since. I learned my lesson. Because that stuff's hard to fix and replace, and it's very expensive.
So if you broke the screen on the Mac, could you plug a monitor into a MacBook and just still use the computer part of it?
Yeah, I could. But I sent it in to get fixed because because I needed it for school. So it's
wow.
Yeah.
Well, that is unfortunate. So that's different than throwing something at a TV. That's just an accident. I was like, when we were visiting my mom up in Oregon, and I drink tea in the morning, but I drink like ridiculous high caffeine tea, and I put 2 bags in it. And but I realized it's like they have these teeny little cups at the hotel. So I was like, hey, Mom, can I borrow one of your big tea, like coffee cups or something? I'll take it back to the hotel so I can make my tea in the morning so I can actually function. And she's like, yeah, sure, here. And she gives me this really beautiful looking coffee mug. It's a lady mug, but whatever. And so I'm like, I got to be careful with this because you don't want to break your mom's mug, right? So I wrapped it up in my jacket and had it in the back seat of the car. I'm like, I got to take very good care of this. And as soon as we, left the house, we went and got some teriyaki chicken. And then we went to the hotel, and I completely forgot the cup was in there. So I reach in the back seat of the car and yanked the jacket out.
Oh,
and
no.
There goes flying the mug. It didn't break, but it chipped it across the top pretty good.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I felt horrible because this is a beautiful mug. This has got to be her favorite mug. I was sick about it. I stayed up all night long trying to find that mug. There's some artist who had made this mug, and I could not find any more like it. And I felt like such a dirt bag. I just started ordering all these mugs I thought she might like and having them sent to her house. I didn't tell her about it until she's like, why are all these mugs showing up? Well, Mom, I have to tell you something. And then you know what she tells me? That wasn't even my favorite mug. Why would I give you my favorite mug?
That's smart, actually, of her.
But
still.
Yeah. So, but you break something that belongs to somebody. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what's right. So, anyways, yeah, I can see how that could happen, Keon. I didn't throw the mug across the parking lot. It was an accident.
So I didn't intentionally throw the phone at the screen, but once I saw the damage that could be done, it was never going to happen. I'm never going to lose it and throw my phone or anything like that.
I am guessing when we come back, there's going to be more than a few text messages about how people have thrown things at TVs in the course of watching their favorite sports games. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Oh, total wine, how wondrous a selection. Fine gifts galore and so much more, and else to answer questions. Wine, spirits, beer, how lovely are the prices here.
Come explore your new Total Wine and More, now open in Prescott at Frontier Village Center next to Target.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get $1 delivery when you order on our app. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
Here we go. It's so cheap. Yeah, got a great rate on the down low. Cause Jake isn't your average Joe. Hard to believe. Yeah, nobody does it like State Farm do. Never knew the rates were this low. Oh, they ain't that steep.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cubs spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at ChicagoFestWest.com today.
Hi, it's Rosalie the Fantasy Girl. Listen, I love the thrill of winning my weekly fantasy football matchups, but I've discovered something even better. It's peer-to-peer sports betting on Vig Zero. My friends, family, fantasy football league, we can now all put real money on the games against each other. Go to VigZero.com to sign up, and if you want, join my group with the code Fantasy Girl. No casino or bookie taking a cut. Visit VigZero.com. That's VigZero.com.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online, you better have a good excuse. Yeah. We've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast, commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love. Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk. And you'll love every bit of it. Very well. Or at least most of it. It appears that the website has become alive. Hit it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I had a movie idea. I have this movie idea. I want to tell you my movie idea. Copyright 2021, Jeffrey O'Brien, all rights reserved. Don't steal my idea. I'm going to sue your ass. All right. So, okay. So here's the movie idea. Aliens show up, right? And all the militaries of the world go up and, they lose. And the only people left to save the Earth is the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard is the only, because the Coast Guard, right? You know, the Coast Guard, they were just kind of hanging around saving fishermen and doing whatever, right? And then they run out of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines. Of course, you know, the aliens don't really think anything of the Coast Guard, right? Whatever, man. And so then the Coast Guard has to get together and save the planet. It's basically about what happens when the aliens completely take us over. But that little part there, I thought might be fun. That could be cool. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to call it. The Coast Guard. No, you don't call it the Coast Guard. That doesn't make any sense. Just working on a title. Anyways, that's why I'm a little distracted. I'm working these things out. I see. You want to be a Coast Guard captain in my movie, Randy? Sure. Yeah. Keon, you get to be an alien. I'll take it. A polite alien who's just like, guys, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you're the Coast Guard and you're just kind of embarrassing yourselves. You know, just come on. You know, I mean, I think you could pull that off. I think you could pull that off, Keon. I'm looking forward to it now. So I don't know what part I'd play, but Emperor. No, I'd probably just I want to play the first person killed by the aliens. That'll be fun. All right. So anyways, we were talking about the Washington football team, and then there's that guy in the video who punches out his old ass projection TV screen, and he winds up like he's in Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I don't understand why he does that. It was coming. It was perfectly timed because he punched the ref right in the back. Cowboys beat the Washington football team as they tried to come from behind and win. It was a futile effort, of course. But of course, now that I have brought up this guy punching the screen, we have to deal with this. A lot of people with their own little stories. Random Texter says, I don't throw things at the TV, but I do throw things at the Raven Kid when we're watching football. Well, it's like, I can afford a box of Band-Aids. I can't afford a new TV, kid. Ziggy says the Vikings a few years back had what they call a Viking brick, which is a foam brick with a Vikings logo on it to throw at your TV. See, that is smart. I wonder how much they charge for that thing. FedFan says, I think there's a greater chance of the cockroaches taking off with Keon's TV more than him breaking it. You still got that problem in your actually no, it's been handled. The apartment people have been really good about the pest control there. So the cockroach issue has been eradicated. It has been eradicated. Did you pull the I'm on radio thing yet? Have you done that? You're like, I'm gonna tell everybody about this place. I haven't, but I probably should. It just hold that card. Okay. Hold that card till it matters. Yeah. FedFan says, great. This means another Will Smith movie. I don't think he's been in the Coast Guard yet. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Randy can still play the crusty Coast Guard captain. There we go. Oh, maybe the Admiral. Yeah. The crusty Admiral. Bob Schwersky says, when Mrs. Schwersky and I were at the Graceland there, we saw a few of Elvis's bullet-ridden television sets. Clearly, that man was a Bears fan. Beer Bob says, Keon, what are you talking about? During the Patriots' 7-game win streak, yes, 7-game win streak, they've beaten the Browns, the Chargers, the Bills, and the Titans. That's 3 playoff teams and a bubble team. Yeah, I'm not convinced that the Bills are great. And
I'm concerned about the Titans too. They did have some quality wins, and they're not saying that they don't have any. I'm just saying you beat the Colts and add that to the resume, add that feather to the cap. I think that you're legit.
Don't say that. Don't say beat the Colts.
I said if.
I didn't hear if. So
if you beat the Colts, I'll say it clear.
Yeah, be very clear about that. Big Stanky 87 says, I kicked in my TV back in 2003 watching the NLCS Game 6, the Bartman game. Oh my God, you really kicked in the screen? Was it right at the Bartman moment or was that the end? We must
Probably
have more
shortly
information.
after.
Yeah. Fighting Wampa says, the Washington Conquistadors breaking hearts and computer screens all around the world.
The Washington Conquistadors.
What's funny too
Nice.
is
It has a ring to it. I'm not gonna lie.
I almost harmed my family's TV on that Michael Vick game that we were talking about earlier, where like from the word go, he just threw a touchdown pass to Deshaun Jackson. I just knew this game is going to be out of control, and it was.
When
the
you've
entire
got a team like yours that has been historically frustrating, you must think about these things before the game starts. Removing heavy throwable objects from your arm reach, your distance, and also a path between you and the refrigerator. Because as you're going back, you might get upset. And maybe, I don't know, maybe a styrofoam cup maybe for your drinks. So if you get inspired that you can't hurt the TV.
I mean, I didn't.
You should write a book, a guide on how to be a Washington football team,
Yeah.
and do no damage other than to your soul.
Just a guide for me, for Lions fans.
Oh yeah,
there's a handful of us out there that just
Jaguars fans.
Yeah, we just know suffering and nothing else. And there's a
Texans
way
fans.
you've got to insulate yourself. Though the moment that game started, my brothers were sitting next to me on the couch, and they both got up and moved over to the other couch. So that was a pretty strong indicator there that things were going to go sideways.
Wow. Just the Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. So as long as we were on the subject, I have a Christmas wish list. Well, I don't think we were on the subject, but I said between both Dale and Bruce on the morning show, they'll figure out enough words in a text to actually read one. That the blender will remain mindful of Jeffrey's loins. And 3, considering my chances of winning the Pick'em contest this week, I'd like everyone to switch their pick to the Rams, please and thank you. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Don't think I'm going to change it. I don't think everybody's going to change that. Let's see. Kyle G says, Coast Guard. Jeffrey, I know it's an alien movie, but have a little realism. Oh, no, I never said that the Coast Guard would actually succeed. A lot of the movie is just about what happens when they finally just completely take us over. The Coast Guard thing is more comedy for the aliens because they're going to be like, you're just adorable. He says, why don't you make it the Border Patrol or the Boy Scouts? See, now that would be something, right? All the militaries of the world and then the Coast Guard. And then later on, the Boy Scouts actually succeed.
Yeah, I could see that. Sure.
No, the Girl Scouts succeed. Turns out the aliens are allergic to them cookies.
Yes.
Tasty cookies. The aliens can't get enough of them. But it just kind of like in Mars Attacks, whenever Slim Whitman would sing, their heads explode.
Yes.
I don't know. That actually now I feel like we're stealing. We got to come up with something original. Chief Skulls Burner says, afternoon, guys. After I suffered my 15 heart attacks with the Vikings game, I am now ready for rest and relaxation, knowing the Cardinals are going to whoop up on the Rams. They should. You would hope they would.
You would hope so. And without Jalen Ramsey and Tyler Higbee, that's just more things holding the Rams back. You would think that the Cardinals would be able to get it done.
How come Randy's not talking about this?
Because Randy,
quiet. I'm very quiet.
He makes his pick, and outside of that, he hates the guarantee.
It worked for Mike McCarthy, Randy.
Roast beef.
Okay, well, if you're not brave enough, I'll do it. I guarantee.
No, Jeffrey, no! Kill his mic immediately. Kill it. Kill his mic.
You have no power to do that. What are you doing? Big George says, didn't PJ Tucker play for the Suns a few years ago? No, he still does. Yeah. Fubar 1000. I don't know.
PJ Tucker is in Miami now.
Yeah. Fubar 1000 says the State Farm Stadium is just red hot, even when they're short on heating. That doesn't make any sense, Fubar. It's not even worth
if you're
the
trying
flag.
to make a small joke, that was terrible.
Small like your penis. Jagdog says, I don't know.
That's a flag right there.
I
I expect more from you.
I was lobbing that back to Fubar 1000 because of how bad his little stupid joke was. I was talking about his itty bitty Arizona penis. I wasn't talking about yours or Kyler's or anybody's.
Mine.
I would never talk about your small penis on air.
Wow.
Randy.
That's another one. Yeah. That's
What?
true. Yeah.
Well, I did, but I didn't. Why?
No.
I'm feeling triggered. Jagdog says it's my 44th birthday today. Randy, can I get a birthday crown on the rocks, please?
Absolutely. Here we go.
And then Jagdog says Lindsay is hot. You talking about Philip Lindsay? Which Lindsay?
Lindsay Wagner.
She's still alive? I think she is. Yeah.
She is still alive. She was in a show recently that I saw her on.
Huh. Lindsay Road over between Gilbert Road and Val Vista or Greenfield. I don't know what it is. You got to be more specific, Jagdog. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, our playoffs start this next week and our fantasy league.
All right.
Sometimes I think he thinks I'm an Indian from the old 50s cowboy shows. Oh, Jeffrey, our playoffs start next week and our fantasy league. Yes, Boomer Sooner. It will start as the moon comes up. Oh, come on, man. Yes, our playoffs start this coming week. Senior Wake and Bake says, what the hell, Keon? Your quarterback is trying? You'd rather him quit at halftime and leave, really.
Quit and leave?
I don't follow either.
What kind of chirp is that?
I said I don't know. I said he's trying too hard.
Yeah. I think your Senior Wake and Bake is trying too hard with that text.
Yeah.
Speaking of quarterback suckage, Carson Weens falls in that category, you think? Go Niners. Senior Wake and Bake, I gotta say, you sometimes you have very good texts, but not after you've completely cleared out an entire bowl by yourself.
I mean, it is after 420.
You might want to rewrite some of these before everything is. Senior Wake and Bake is sitting there going, I think actually Yoko Ono could sing good. I saw it. I think she's wonderful. Yeah.
Wow.
By the way,
What was she doing?
The documentary Get Back, which is on the Disney Plus, and I've been enjoying that. Yoko, they say, oh, it vindicates her, but there are some times where like Paul will say something to Yoko, and he's got this look in his eye. Oh, yeah, it's totally worth seeing. Have you guys seen that? Have you seen the Get Back?
I don't have the Disney Plus.
Well, I'll give you my passwords, man. You should watch that. I think.
It's on the Disney Plus.
Yeah, you got the Disney Plus.
I do actually.
Yeah. Keon's going to give you his passwords. In fact, we're going to give him live on air
that he can afford Disney Plus.
Oh no.
Well, it's the Hulu Disney Plus ESPN Plus bundle, and it's like $15 a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's what? How much?
It was a promo that they had. I don't know if they still have it.
15. Oh, good. Thank God. Because if my wife found out it was 50, I was like,
15.
Honey, I need this for work. Then why are you always watching Ant-Man and the Spider-Man movie? It's for work that I have the ESPN. Come on. You don't even like it. Or I'll guarantee a win for the Cardinals again.
Oh
boy.
Oh.
Big Stanky says it was as the inning imploded. I forget who hit it, but there was Alex Gonzalez at an infield error, and then 2 batters later, there's a grand slam. I was a sophomore in high school. That game broke my heart. And
but did you break the TV?
Yeah, well, I think kicking his TV if that TV survived it, it must have been a heavy duty.
Okay.
Hamilton Porter says Girl Scout cookies almost as stupid as signs where the aliens come to invade the planet made up of 75% water, and it turns out that's their kryptonite. True. It's really easy to criticize, but are you helping create Hamilton Porter?
True. I think that the Girl Scout cookies is better than that ending in signs.
Well, that's not saying much.
Yeah. So
random texter says Jack Dog Beans Lindsay Lohan.
Right.
What? What the hell? Jack Dog Beans Lindsay Lohan. Oh, Jag Dog. Oh, Jag Dog means Lindsay Lohan. Oh.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the text of the day.
Do you know how much detective work Jeffrey just had to do to
Wow.
make sense?
That's the only brain power I have left for today.
Jack Dog Beans.
Lindsay Lohan.
Nice.
I was like, when was Jack Dog playing baseball with Lindsay Lohan? Why did he beat her? It just seems
I was thinking like a pot full of beans. I don't even
just.
Berg says breaking news: Bradford allegedly tore his vagine on the bus to State Farm Stadium. What? What are you talking about?
Bradford.
Who's Bradford?
The Rams haven't had a player named
like
Bradford since
Stafford. I think that was a voice. Another, you guys is voice text. Everybody, please update the software on your phone.
Or
This
just
is getting ridiculous.
just give it a glance before you hit
His
send.
vagines. What in the hell is going on here?
I have
Is
no
it a full
idea.
moon?
I thought it was like a Borat reference. There
Somebody
for a
needs to
second.
check that. Yeah, Rough Rob says there's a prop bet overseas on Washington's quarterback. They'll start next year if they draft a quarterback or pick up a quarterback at free agency. They'll later have some nice plus money, by the way. Hamilton Porter says the Michigan State muff punt game we just got in our dog. Told the wife that that's it. He's going back to the shelter. Luckily, I held on to my best friend and we just celebrated a Big Ten title together. You were so mad you were telling your wife you're taking her dog back to the shelter.
It's the dog's fault.
I'm just glad you didn't
at
kick
what
the dog.
did you see the end of that game when you came in with the dog, and then just the horror of that blocked punt, or was it the whole game in its totality? And you were like, you know what? The dog is the reason why we lost.
I think right there at the end, that whole, oh God, I could watch that over and over. Senior Wake and Bake just showing us how high he is, says, hey, lay off Yoko. Average Joe says, I thought that was his ideal date. Jack Daniels, hit dogs, beans, Lindsay Lohan. Big Stanky says, Randy, you think you'd hook me up on a blind date with SJ from the Christmas station? Who's SJ?
SJ?
You people are very weird today.
We are being derailed in the wild.
Do I know SJ from the Christmas station?
Who the hell's SJ? Are you talking about
I don't know.
Delilah? I mean, SJ.
Delilah. I don't know what's happening.
I'm very confused by all these people. Hamilton Porter says, had the dog for a week. We were winning the whole game until then. Still the dog's fault, if you ask me. Average Joe says, she's hot. SJ or... Yeah, we're going to take a break and pretend like a lot of your texts did not just happen. When we come back, we're going to get back on track and talk about all these football games we have yet to even start talking about. Now we only have an hour and 20 minutes. The Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get $1 delivery when you order on our app. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
Here we go. It's so cheap. Yeah, got a great rate on the down low. Cause Jake isn't your average Joe. Hard to believe. Yeah, nobody does it like State Farm do. Never knew the rates were this low. Oh, they ain't that steep.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cub Spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at ChicagoFestWest.com today.
Hi, it's Rosalie the Fantasy Girl. Listen, I love the thrill of winning my weekly fantasy football matchups, but I've discovered something even better. It's peer-to-peer sports betting on Vig Zero. My friends, family, fantasy football league, we can now all put real money on the games against each other. Go to vigzero.com to sign up, and if you want, join my group with the code Fantasy Girl. No casino or bookie taking a cut. Visit vigzero.com. That's VIGZERO.com.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for zero down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
Here we go. It's so cheap. Yeah, got a great rate on the down low. Cause Jake isn't your average Joe. Hard to believe. Yeah, nobody does it like State Farm do. Never knew the rates were this low. Oh, they ain't that steep.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your new home for primetime NFL games and Super Bowl 56. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Stan Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, so tonight we do not have Monday Night Football on, but you can sure as hell watch it on TV if you want. Wait, what channel is that on?
ABC 15 or on the ESPN network.
Just watch ABC 15. And then after the show, I think you'll see Fooey. That'll be good. On Thursday, we do have Thursday Night Football, Chiefs at Chargers at 6 p.m. Right here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right. So, yes, it is feeling like a Friday show. We're going to try to pull back off of this. But then here comes Fed Fan letting us know that Cliff has got a nice beard going for him. Well, what's his name? I mean, what's her name? I mean, what?
It's time to rise up.
Okay. We can't see you, Fed Fan. Boogie says, Jeffrey, the Wet Eagle soars over the Green Vineyard on Tuesdays in January. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mr. Pink Eye says, question for Jeffrey. Should Colts even practice for the pass this week? Quick, Keon, how the Patriots do against the run?
The Patriots are pretty good against the run.
Yeah, it's a Belichick team, so they'll be ready for whatever they do. So,
but you're not going to have another game where you can just say, hey, you know what? We're just going to hand it off 90% of the game. That's not happening.
Got to be well balanced. That's the only chance you've got. Yeah, I'm not as worried about their offense as I'm worried about what their defense will do to our offense. So yeah, I don't want to talk about this right now. Yeah,
this is where Carson Wentz is going to make that $50 million they're paying.
You drink just because I picked the Cardinals. Is that why you're doing this?
It's a lock.
Oh. I see how it is. All right. Hey, by the way, how did you like this? Now, Keon, this has got to be really embarrassing for your Washington football team. You got pipes bursting and exploding and covering people with raw human sewage, which they said was rainwater. But now it's so bad at FedEx Field, the Cowboys brought their own benches. They brought their own benches from home because they had been told, well, sometimes our bench warmer things work, sometimes they don't. And so Jared was like,
that's right.
All right, kick this coaching staff off the plane. We're going to send our coaches. We're going to send our benches on the plane. The coaches can ride a bus. And so there you go. All their Cowboys benches right up and down the field right there. That's got to make you feel pretty crappy.
No, not really. Bring your own benches. Who cares? And you know what? It wound up being 50 degrees anyway. You didn't need heated benches. Dallas, did you even check the weather report before you shipped entire benches up? No. What is embarrassing to me is you've got the the field that destroys people. You have the raw sewage falling onto folks. They can say it's rainwater all they want to. I don't believe them. But also, Taylor Heineke found a pair of scissors on the field. That actually embarrasses me more because that's just in the red zone. Just a pair of scissors.
So let me paint the picture for you in a way where you can properly be embarrassed, as you should be. It's like if you invited me over to stay at your house and I show up with my own inflatable air mattress and you're like, well, no, we have a bed in there. I'm like, I know. That would be kind of embarrassing for you. You'd be like,
no, I mean, I imagine that the Seahawks felt like the benches that they had were not warming. And I don't know if there was some gamesmanship involved in any of that. So I'm not going to be embarrassed about it because I don't know if that was by design or not. I have no idea. As opposed to the many things that happen in that stadium that in fact are not by design.
It was like when I would get in a car with Randy every time we'd go to lunch when he was driving and I'd bring my jumper cables. So that's just
that's true. There for a while, I went through batteries like they were sugar cubes or something. Yeah, I went through batteries like they were going out of style.
I will say this for the Cowboys, at least. By the way, I don't feel like this means that the Cowboys are this, oh, wow, they're fixed. Dak Prescott's back. All these things. No, I don't think that they're really a credible team right now.
Dak didn't look great in that game.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done there. And again, here comes Mike McCarthy. And they played worse with him than they did without him. So make of that what you will. But as the two sandwich eating fat sumbitch was standing there on the sidelines, he did get his wish when Lael Collins got ejected for throwing punches after your guy, William Bradley King, hit Dak Prescott as he threw away the ball. So it was a cheap shot, late hit. And so Lael Collins went after him like you're supposed to protect your quarterback. If something like that happens, you jump into the mix. And even if it gets you ejected for throwing punches, can I just give the advice? Don't punch people in the helmet.
If you're
punch them in the stomach or the balls. Don't punch them in the helmet because it's not going to do anything. They got a helmet on.
It's a helmet.
I suggest a nice hand knife to the throat area because on a football, that's not that's not covered right there. You can get right by the helmet and the face mask. You're not going to break any hands, and you might crush his larynx, and then you're taking a player out of the game. So that's what I would do. I mean,
this is how we would treat that quarterback.
Right to the throat.
Right.
It's just bap.
It's exactly the same training and plan we had to treat that quarterback who was doing a fake quarterback slide,
which would be wrong to do.
Lael Collins was
it would be wrong.
Lael Collins did the right thing, and it's good to see. You gotta stick up for your teammates.
Just don't hit people in the helmet. That doesn't work.
Yeah. Do you have any doubt that I would not loyally step up and have the backs of both you guys? Do you have any doubt that I would not jump up with Irish violence and strike down mightily upon anybody who would screw with either of the two of you?
You know what he means when he says Irish violence? That's one of those Molotov cocktails.
Oh. Not going to say yes or no. That's what it's supposed to be. You stick up for your team.
I don't have any problem with what he did. You protect your quarterback. I mean, that's right. In fact, that is the sign of a dysfunctional team. When the quarterback gets knocked down and nobody helps him up or nobody fights the person that knocked him down. That is a sign that your team's actually not working. So the Cowboys at least have the morale part of their locker room working pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, the only time it's okay where you see a guy stand there and do nothing, and the coach is like, "What the hell, man?" He's like, "He owes me money." That's it. It's all. Geno Smith style. Senior Bacon Bake says, Jeffrey, yesterday we lost a legend. Rest in peace to Vicente Fernandez, the king of Spanish music.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I had no idea the guy had been so active. I would not even know who the guy was if it wasn't for the mother-in-law who is just a huge fan, listens to his music a lot. It took her a half a beat to laugh when I told my wife, you have to translate this. And she's like, I don't want to do that. I said, you have to translate this because she had just told her mom that Vicente Fernandez had passed away. And I said, tell her his chute didn't open.
He's been doing that with me for 20 some odd years, and I still laugh every time.
And so there was this moment, and she kind of turned her head and looked at me, And like an 84-year-old, the sweetest little lady, it's look like, I'm gonna cut you. And then she kind of grinned a little bit, like kind of a chuckle. I was like, okay, we're good.
His shoe didn't open.
Well, he's 82 or something. So
Yeah.
King of Kitten says Zeke Elliott was throwing punches on the sideline too. Yeah, how come he didn't get ejected? I guess they didn't see his. I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of off to the side. It was. I don't think the official, because the initial one was Lyle Collins, so I think they were still all eyes on that, and then they missed some of the stuff happening on the sideline, and coaches were trying to break it apart.
Lyle Collins sounds like Superman's brother from Kryptonite.
It's Kal-El, and then there's Lyle.
Rough Rob says, sounds like Jeffrey woke up this morning and chose violence. Yeah. And
What, as opposed to every other day where
yeah, I mean, he's not really following this right here.
And your point being, what?
I don't know. 888-368-1580. All right, so let's move on to the next game. The Browns beat the Ravens, and I think that's only because they took Lamar Jackson out of the equation. I don't say they did it on purpose, but that ankle has got to be in some bad shape. Has there been any more news on his ankle? The guy gets carted off. The same guy who had the poo-poo game, the same guy who has toughed it out through injuries before, they cart him out, and I'm like, okay, that's gonna be a while before he comes back.
Yeah, I mean, because Lamar will try to play through stuff, and they've had to keep him away from the field before to try and protect him. But yeah, that was a pretty bad injury. Actually, they're kind of relieved that it was the ankle and not a knee or something like that. One of his his joints there. So the ankle is they're still doing the MRI. They haven't put out the results anyway on what that is, but we'll keep an eye on it.
It'd be funny if they were still doing the MRI from this morning and they just they went to breakfast and they forgot he was in there. He's just like, hello. It's still going. He's like, hello. It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me the way Lamar Jackson gets treated. I mean, I saw a play in that Dallas and Washington's game where one of the Washington defenders just slightly touched Dak and he fell over as if he had been, pushed and he lost his balance, but he fell over. Sure. And they called a roughing the passer penalty. I've seen Lamar Jackson take shots to the head, just get his bell rung after he releases the ball, and there's no call. There's just no calls. I don't know what it is. If the referees do not like Lamar Jackson for some reason, maybe he talks a lot of grief when he's on the field to the referees. But
what I think it is the perception. Like, are you a passing quarterback or you a running quarterback? If you're a passer, what I've noticed, they protect you more. If they perceive you to be a runner more, even if you're passing, they don't protect you as much.
That just boggles the mind. The guy's sitting in the pocket, he releases the football, and then there's two steps, and bam, they hit him, and they don't call anything.
Should be the same rules for everybody.
Exactly right.
So Papa Mike just sent me a photograph from the grounds over there outside of State Farm Stadium, tailgaters, all LA Rams tents and jerseys. There's one dude standing there with a phone and a number 3 jersey going, come get me. I need help. I'm not even kidding. You should check this out. It's that is a bad scene, Papa Mike. Get in the stadium where you're safe, or throw a few grenades and then run. I don't know. Do what you got to do, buddy. All right, one more hour left. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. The Los Angeles Clippers have definitely had some highs and lows through the years, but they weren't always the Los Angeles Clippers. Do you know what city the LA Clippers originated in? The answer coming up.
Sports updates on Phoenix teams, sports trivia about Phoenix sports, top picks, and much more. All at phoenixsports.digital. Here's a bonus sports trivia question from Nick LaCapria's Sports Trivia Library. Who is the last National League team to win 2 World Series in a row? See the answer at phoenixsports.digital. Your source for all things sports. phoenixsports.digital. Log on now.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz, what city did the Clippers originate in? Well, you might think San Diego, and yes, they were the San Diego Clippers at one time, but it all started in Buffalo in 1970. The same year the Cleveland Cavaliers and Portland Trailblazers came into the league, so did the Clippers.
You feel that? It's finally happening. It's starting to get cooler. Is it time to start wearing sweaters? No. It's time to call Harman Solar. See, if you install solar now, you get to enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% off your monthly bill. That means with zero down and no payments for 12 months, you can put that AC at whatever temperature you like year round. Call Harman Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmansolar.com.
Hey, everybody, Mark Asher. For the past year and a half, I've been telling you all about my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss, about how easy, affordable, and effective they are at helping you lose those unwanted pounds. I've done it. I've had a ton of friends that have gone through the program and lost a ton of weight as well. Now I want you to hear from just one of them.
After years of weight gain, including being quarantined for months, I was finally ready to get help from Valley Medical Weight Loss, and it worked. I've lost 65 pounds, I feel great, and most importantly, I now have a plan on how to keep the weight off forever, thanks to Valley Medical Weight Loss. Don't just take my word for it, try it yourself.
We all hope things are getting back to normal. Now you too can lose the weight you want, even if it's just that last 20 pounds. Valley Medical Weight Loss, 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Phoenix, and Glendale, all walk-in clinics, fast, affordable options for you to lose that weight now. By the way, mention my name, mention this radio ad. You'll get your first week absolutely free. Go to valleymedicalweightloss.com.
From city streets to back roads, from road warrior to carpooler, there are some things you can always count on, like the reliability, durability, and power of DieHard, America's most trusted auto battery. No matter where your journey takes you, count on DieHard to get you started on the road ahead. Available at your local Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest stores.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Randy White. You got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Boy, it looked good that we would have time to talk about every single football game that happened yesterday. Now it's looking less likely. You ever see those game win probability meters that sort of show percentage?
Yeah.
All through the course of the last hour, it just went.
Yeah. We're down at like 6% now, I think.
Yeah. Big George says, well, I heard that trivia thing. And not only were the Los Angeles Clippers, formerly the San Diego Clippers, the Houston Rockets started out as the San Diego Rockets in 1967, 1 year before the Phoenix Suns started to play in 1968. Well, thank you for that information that nobody asked for, George. Appreciate that, especially about the Clippers. Although off air, Keon and I took a little bit of umbrage with that fella's trivia thing because we both were like, oh, yeah, it's San Diego. Well, they weren't the Clippers in Buffalo. Buffalo's landlocked. They were, you say they were the Braves?
Yeah, they were the Buffalo Braves.
Well, that don't count, man.
Yeah, the question was, where did the Clippers originate?
So Keon and I have decided we were right, even though we were wrong. We've decided in the spirit of things, we were right and they were wrong. And that's all that matters.
Yeah, it was a trick question.
Yeah,
I just sent the email telling the guy that he was wrong.
Well, I'm just going to cancel the segment. How dare you? Fed fan says, wow, the Warriors are playing the Pacers. Suns are playing the Clippers. Cards are playing the Rams. I'm going to be a channel surfing fool. Yeah, you know what? I'm a one game kind of guy. Now I do have the Sunday ticket thing up on this other screen, but if I'm focused on the one game, and which I will be tonight on the Cardinals, listen, the Suns game is going to be still going after the football game. So you could still catch the Suns later, right? What time is the Suns? Yes. Suns are 8:30. Holy God. Oh no, that's 9:30 for us. What? Wait, what? It says 8:30 Pacific time. We're on Mountain time right now, aren't we?
I believe California and us are on the same time.
No, they are not.
No, we are mountain now.
So if it's 8:30 there, it's
We are
9:30
always
here.
mounted. It's called
Okay.
Arizona time.
Okay, enough with your pro Arizona stance, Randy. We're trying to figure out the actual clock. Okay,
I think.
And I've got the right answer. It's 8:30 in California. It will be 9:30 here when the Phoenix Suns start. How does that make a damn lick of sense to anybody that the game would even start at 8:30 on the West Coast?
Yeah, that's really
smells
late.
Of a 4-letter network change to me.
No, it's on NBA TV. Is what it says.
Mm-hmm.
Hell is NBA TV?
I
bet
it
we
must
have
be
to watch it
somehow
on local.
owned by the 4-letter network.
Yeah, anything dumb, we just agree to blame on the ESPN. That makes sense. Why 8? Wait, FedFan says it's 8:30 here. Well, my sheet from the ESPN that gives me the times on things says PT. So I'm going with FedFan. So it is on at 8:30 tonight. Still, isn't that kind of late? Seems kind of late.
Just a bit.
7:30 seems kind of late to start again.
I don't think the basketball players have a bedtime. I think they can stay up as late as they want. They're big boys.
Everybody has bedtime, Randy. Everybody has bedtime.
But more to the point, they may not have a bedtime, but the people you want to watch the game might have
they
work
don't
in the
care.
morning.
Right.
They don't care about that. No.
You know who doesn't care? The NBA and Bruce Springsteen. Neither care if you have a job to get to the next day. I don't know if you know this, Keon, but Bruce Springsteen, he'll lull you into, hey, it's going to be an hour concert. We'll have a lot of fun. Come join me.
Yep.
And then he's still going 4 hours later, but you're like, once in a lifetime, I get to see the boss. I can't leave yet. He still hasn't done my favorite song, but here I am 3.5 hours in. I'm thinking, oh my God, I got to pay the babysitter more. I'm going to be just dog ass tired for work the next day. That is some
But
bull
I
crap.
saw the boss.
Bull crap, Bruce Springsteen. That's bull crap. Bull crap, NBA, starting these games so late.
They don't care. You know what NBA stands for, right?
No.
I don't care about you.
Seems
that
like
actually does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works actually for me. King Kenton sends me from CBS Sports, which you're right. That's where I should have got my schedule stuff. 8:30 p.m. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. That's my fault for grabbing that time stuff from the ESPN. Senior Wake and Bake says, hell yeah, go Cardinals. Somebody said it was opposite day. Hey, go Cardinals. Okay. If you want. You think that hurts us. It does not.
Yeah.
Big George says, yeah, I agree. That guy was wrong. I said San Diego too. Then he said Buffalo. I'm like, what? And then is like nameless, faceless Phoenix sports history voice guy. Trick question. By the way, that's the guy who supplies us with our jerseys as our prize for the weekly winner. So we got to be nice to him. We got to be nice to him.
No, it's just the one question that I took
It
offense
irked
to.
us a little bit, but well, still, he was right. We were wrong. We got to give him that much. All right, let's go back to the games. We're trying to talk about every single NFL game that happened this weekend. That brings us to the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons beating the Houston Texans, as they should. And that's it. Is there any comments, any thoughts, anything that even needs to be said about what happened there?
Only one. It was
What's that?
going into halftime. It was kind of a game. I saw a little bit more out of Davis Mills than I was expecting, and then Seattle righted the ship and beat the Texans the way they should have in the second half. Well, for one half of football, I was concerned for Ralph and his mental health.
Yeah, the Seahawks have like barely a defense. They a horrible, barely a defense, right? I was surprised this game wasn't actually closer at the end, just because of how bad the defense is. I knew that Russell Wilson would get something done, but you couldn't really have a whole lot of confidence in that offense either.
Not the way they were playing going into the game. Eventually, they did get things, up to top gear, and the connection between Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett that finally reemerged. Was waiting to see when that would come back. So, I mean, a good win for the Seahawks, because it would be embarrassing had they lost to the Texans.
Wasn't a good win for the Seahawks. I'll tell you why. Because DK Metcalf did not get the ball that often once again. And they talk a good talk. Yep. Russ Wilson goes into the damn meetings after the game, post-game meeting, and said, we got to get the ball to DK. Got to get the ball. And what does Randy do? Randy is elated. Randy is like happy because we're finally going to get some damn fantasy points on DK Metcalf. But let me tell you something, friends. DK Metcalf only gave me 8 points this weekend again. Again.
And there is a little more of the picture why I thought it might be a closer game. But I will refer back to Harmon Solar Ralph's text from last week where he said, Halls win big. He was right. So we talked earlier about the Raiders and their listen. When are we going to learn that any meeting could have just as well been a email? I guess they're probably regretting having that meeting on the logo of the Chiefs because afterwards they got their Raider asses kicked up and down the field 48-9.
Did you
Again?
Go
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going. Did you hear how the Chiefs responded at the end of the game?
How they all go out in the logo?
No, the Chiefs had prearranged with their audio video team to play the wheels on the bus go up and down as loud as they could after the game. Now that's a reference to when the Raiders beat the Chiefs and drove their bus around Arrowhead Stadium in celebratory laps. The wheels on the bus, ladies and gentlemen, go up and down.
Oh, that's good. That is good. I would have just walked over, some of the handshakes. I would have told the team, every guy you walk up to, be cool with them, give them a handshake, but also give them a little pat on the head. You would have had all these videos of people patting them on the head, and then the wheels of the bus. It'd have been great.
Round and round the wheels.
It's just you meet on the logo. You're clearly being disrespectful, and then they give you 37 unanswered points to start the game.
Hey, look, you got your ass beat, and go get in your bus and leave with your tails between your legs. That's what I say.
So does this mean, again, does this give us an indication? Does this give us a picture? Does this show us, oh, yeah, they're back. This team is back. Patrick Mahomes is back. Everything is starting to fall back into line and everything's starting to click. Can we look at the Kansas City Chiefs as a team that is now getting back to what they were before? Or is it just another game where you're like, yeah, this is really not that game?
This is really not that game. I saw a stat that was absolutely mind-blowing because Patrick Mahomes and this Raiders team, he's just a bad matchup for them. He is a nightmare for them. So I'm going to have to see them beat somebody else because he's so good at beating the Raiders. And here's the stat. If Patrick Mahomes played the Raiders all 17 or all 16 weeks of a Chiefs NFL season, he'd have 79 touchdowns and no interceptions. It is incredible. It is a stupid way that they play defense against him for a guy being inside of their division. And they're going to have to get that sorted. But yeah, I don't think that this says the Chiefs are back so much as they're really good at beating the Raiders.
Well, there is something that happened from the game. Scoregami. That's right. The scoregami happened again. It's the 1,071st unique final score in NFL history. Las Vegas 9, Kansas City 48.
That's one of those I would have thought would have happened already, but wow. Apparently not.
Possibilities are there? I can't remember, but
there's endless possibilities.
The fact there's only been 1,071 unique final scores in NFL history, and then there's been a bunch of them lately. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, there was like 3 of them this year. The Cardinals, of course, were involved in one, so
could be a sign of the apocalypse.
Maybe. I hope not.
Can I just
the
say
aliens are coming? We better warn the Coast Guard.
This is why I hope Harmon Solar. I mean, I hope Ralph from Harmon Solar is on the show this week, because all these signs of the apocalypse coming, we should probably all be getting Harmon Solar. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Get it on credit. You may not have to pay for it. If the world ends and you've got solar panels on the roof, oh, you're a step ahead of a whole lot of people out there. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That and get a 50 caliber machine gun. That and Harmon Solar. 50 cal machine gun.
Working.
Yeah. Water tank.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I think that's all you need, right, Randy?
Well, I was going to say one of those Black Hawk helicopters.
We're not allowed to even park cars out on the street. The homeowners association's a bitch. And I have to imagine that even during an apocalypse, they're still going to be obnoxious. So I can't park a helicopter out on the street, at least not overnight.
I'm building a landing pad in my backyard.
I have to wheel it somewhere. I don't know. It's a good idea, though.
Mm-hmm.
Swave Dave says, how did Kansas City score 48 points and Kelsey only gets me 4.2? Yeah, who is the receiving end? I mean, some of that had been the defense, but who is the receiving end of a lot of those throws? Because if it's not Kelsey, what is it?
Tyreek Hill. But here it was one of those Patrick Mahomes days where he was distributing the football to everybody. That was part of it. It was
so everybody got 4.2 points.
Yeah, Hill got a little bit, Hardman got a little bit, Damian Williams got a little bit, and then they ran the ball a lot. Clyde Edwards-Helaire doing a lot on the ground, 10 rushes, 37 yards, but a couple of touchdowns when they were in the red zone.
Our texter out there at State Farm Stadium has breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news here on the Daily Blender from Papa Mike.
This is breaking news.
Papa Mike sends photographic evidence. The roof is open.
There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
The roof is open. Thundar, the Santa Barbarian, says, Bruce Springsteen is your boss, Radio Pal? What happened to Radio Ron? No, that's what they called Bruce Springsteen. They always called him the boss. Why did they, I'll be honest, I don't know why they called him the boss. Why'd they call him the boss? He's more from your era than mine, I thought.
I don't remember why they called him the boss.
And who did they first start? Was it Bruce when they would do woo and everybody thought they were booing, but they were just saying Bruce? Or was it Lou? What was Lou? Walking Wild Side Lou. His name just fell out of my head. I love that guy.
Lou Reed.
Yeah. Thank you. Lou Reed.
Yeah, Lou Reed.
Who was the first person they oohed to? Because some players, they'll ooh when they do something.
Yeah, I can't tell you the origin of that. Yeah.
So we need to the next guy after Keon quits, the next guy here. I want
needs to have a little more
like a
broad
game.
Yeah.
You might look for is specifically that. So then people would be like, they see us out there, Lou.
Yeah.
Maybe Lou Holtz.
Hey.
Or Lou Ferrigno. Is he still alive?
I don't know.
Big Stanky says, Keon, you should have picked Juliana Pena as a winner. Wait, you picked Amanda Nunez? When did you pick the UFC fight?
I don't remember when I did that.
Yeah, the underdog won. Amanda Nunez, she got taken out with a rear naked chokehold, which, by the way, it's not what you think it is, guys.
It's incredibly painful.
A lot of people have clicked. Not many were happy.
I would have picked Amanda Nunez, but I don't remember doing that.
Hitting the Nut says, does Ralph from Harmon Solar identify as a woman? No. Why would you even ask that?
Because of the commercial. It's woman owned, but Ralph is not the owner.
Oh, he's not the owner. Ralph from Harmon Solar. He's just he's a bigwig over there. I actually don't know his actual title. King Kitten says, no, Randy, it's the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round,
Got it,
all through the town.
Also,
the
Lou
people on
Ferrigno
the bus
still
go
alive.
up and down, up and down, up and down. The people,
on the
bus
best bus do
up
lots
and
of
down.
math.
Lots of math.
Yep. Hamilton Porter says, sign of the apocalypse, new Matrix movie. Only Neo can save us. By the way, is anybody got any idea what that Matrix movie is all about?
Nope. I'll still be there.
My understanding is this.
Yeah.
That Neo was in the Matrix the one time, got rid of all the viruses. Mr. Anderson got rid of all that virus.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's been out of the Matrix for so long.
Right.
But there's still virus in the Matrix.
So they just need an upgrade.
And so they had to bring Neo back.
Their McAfee expired.
Yeah, their McAfee expired.
That makes sense.
And so Neo had to come back, and he had to take the.
What does Doogie Howser have to do with any of this?
I don't know, but he's in it.
Yeah.
He's the therapist in the movie for some
virus
reason.
Out of the Matrix.
The virus should be played by Lindsay Lohan.
I think you're right.
Or a Kardashian.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They missed it on that one.
You can get Tara Reid, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Swave Dave says they call him the boss because he's got connections. Oh yeah, just tip. You're right. Boog Pal. He says Mahomes only got me 26 points in fantasy. A lot of running plays, I guess.
Too bad.
I got 36 points out of Herbert. That guy continues to be gold. I've had him for a couple of years. He's getting better and better.
He needs to find his wide receiver Williams again. He needs to lay down the rest of these guys. He needs to find Williams, because early in the season, Williams was getting me 46 points a game. But now he gets me like 12. Herbert, you better find Williams again. I need Williams and DK to start stepping it up.
I think you got to look at the OC for that one, because Mike Williams started the year as their deep threat, and that's been taken over by Darius Guyton.
Well, I'm going to choke their damn OC. I'm going to Los Angeles tonight, and I'm going to get him in a chokehold like this right here.
Yeah,
and you better start using Williams, or I'm coming back, man.
Mm-hmm. We're getting a reputation, Randy, for the way we treat fake sliding quarterbacks and offensive coordinators.
It's rough business, apparently.
We're going to be exhausted trying to live up to that.
I mean, how do you go from like 40 points a game to 12?
Not like that. Dropping the soap says, I thought Amanda Nunez won with a reach round. No. She went down to a rear naked chokehold. It was something. It was a huge upset. Fed fan says 3 minutes in and Draymond Green's got a technical. Yep. Nothing ever changes.
Yep. Sounds about right.
All right. We got to take us a break. When we come back, Rough Rob has a question for Keon. And the next thing you know, well, damn it, we've got to get back into talking about all these football games that happened yesterday. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
It is perhaps a preview of the NFC Championship tonight as the Rams and the Cardinals play on Monday Night Football. Arizona sits as a 2.5-point favorite as they host the Rams. The over-under at 51. Each of these teams has top 7 odds to win it all this year. The Cardinals pay out at plus 750 on the money line. Only the Buccaneers, Chiefs, and Packers have better odds. The Rams have the 7th best odds at plus 1,300. The Patriots and Cowboys sit between the Rams and Cardinals in terms of the odds. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get $1 delivery when you order on our app. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Hi, it's Rosalie the Fantasy Girl. Listen, I love the thrill of winning my weekly fantasy football matchups, but I've discovered something even better. It's peer-to-peer sports betting on Vig Zero. My friends, family, fantasy football league, we can now all put real money on the games against each other. Go to vigzero.com to sign up, and if you want, join my group with the code Fantasy Girl. No casino or bookie taking a cut. Visit vigzero.com. That's VIGZERO.com.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house.
I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard. Aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
This isn't a game of touch in the backyard.
I tore his ass up.
This isn't tossing around the ball with your friends. And it sure as hell isn't flag football. This is the NFL. Hard-hitting, pad-smacking, body-busting football. We've got all the primetime games in one place. On your home for the NFL, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, so we got Thursday night football, Chiefs at Chargers. Sunday night football will be the Saints at the Bucks. And Monday night football next week, Vikings at Bears. Cruelty of scheduling. 888-368-1580. Rye Guy, I'm not going to get into that text too much, but let me just say, better and more to come. Hang in there. There's holdups due to things out of our control, but it's close. Floppy Bumper says, good evening, gents. Just got back from the Yukon. Apparently, there's a football game in town. Great to hear your voices again. Home sweet home.
Yukon?
Oh, yeah, because remember, Floppy Bumper is a geologist. He works for mining companies and stuff. What were you doing?
Wow.
Were you mining for gold? I've seen some of them TV shows. Them people's is crazy. What I mean, I don't want to, none of my business. That's fine. You can just say none of my business. But I'm very curious about. I would love to take a day off and go with Floppy Bumper and his crew down into a mine just to see what it's like. I'm not.
I'd love to go with Floppy Bumper to the Yukon.
I'd like to just hang out with Floppy Bumper in a Yukon and know what happens next is none of your damn business.
Whoa. Whoa.
Now Floppy Bumper was like, hey, remember I invited you to go down the mine? No, thank you. That's off. That's off.
Yeah.
Thunder Santa Barbarian says, is Randy putting someone in a naked backward chokehold right now? No, he's back. He's right there in his chair. Big Stanky says, speaking of McAfee, the guy lived in Tennessee near me and opened a strip club. Guy was a nut. McAfee, who are you talking about? No, Pat McAfee just signed like $120 million deal with, I can't remember who, but to do a bunch of media stuff and sports betting stuff. So that guy's a rich nut now, isn't he? Let's see. Cabana says, Bruce Springsteen calls himself the boss. If I named him, I'd call him overrated or worse. Good concert, though. His music, though, at home is unlistenable. Yeah, okay. We're not starting a Bruce Springsteen fight here. Not doing it.
Also, I disagree.
All right. Floppy Bumper says, just looking at a possible gold deposit on Solomon's Dome just south of Dawson City. Should you have said that on live radio? Because now I feel like everybody's going to head to Dawson City.
Where's the address on that again?
Was that Dawson City?
Yeah. You pack, get your go bag. Let's see. Thundar says, calling people in Alaska crazy, Radio Pal. Have you listened to the Daily Blender on a Friday afternoon? Glass houses and all that.
Have you listened to the Daily Blender on a Monday, apparently?
Oh, well, that's not me. I'm not crazy. That's not me. It's nothing to do with me. It's you guys.
Oh.
It's not. If this was a relationship and it were to end, I'd be like, guy, it's you. It's definitely not me. It is you. Floppy Bumper says, nah, boys own the claim. Okay, I can't read this. Let's see. No, boys, the claims her own outright. No one can buy unless the price is right. Oh, I see what you're saying. They are owned outright. So what's going to cost, Floppy Bumper, for you to let us just, take a look around, spend a few weeks out there, no questions asked? Don't ask me what's in this duffel bag. Don't ask me what's in the duffel bag. King Kittens has already mapped it. Dawson City's in the Yukon. I've already put it in the Google. Yep, here we come. Oh, boy, this is really on you, Floppy Bumper. All right, let's talk about the Saints and their 30-9 win over the Jets. It's the Jets. Taysom Hill is still not a good quarterback. Alvin Kamara is a god of a running back, and that's all you need to know about this. And in fact, they're even in the wild card mix in the NFC is sad and embarrassing for the NFC.
I mean, that the Washington has the 7th spot. It's already embarrassing in the NFC. But that was the thing about that game. Apart from it being an actually awful game to watch, it was actually one of the better games that came on in that early slate of games, because there were so many games that at halftime they were just blowouts, and that game was at least
30 to something.
It was like they took all of the worst Thursday night games and crammed them onto one Sunday morning, and I don't know how that's possible. But that was actually one of the more watchable ones in that time slot, and it was because of Alvin Kamara. He's just an amazing athlete and football player.
They only let Hill throw the ball 21 times, and he was 15 of 21. And that was always the frustration, though. Let me ask you this: since you watched the game, how many touchdowns did Taysom Hill have? Running? Yeah. Did he run any in?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
That was the most annoying thing last year when I had Alvin Kamara on my fantasy football team, is when Drew Brees wasn't on the field, they'd have Taysom Hill step in. And the minute he did, that meant Alvin Kamara would run you all the way down the field, and then Taysom Hill would run it in for the touchdown.
Yeah. Here it is. Taysom Hill, 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Can you imagine what this could have been for Alvin Kamara if they just let him?
I mean, Alvin Kamara is the guy that scored 6 touchdowns on a Thanksgiving day.
Right. Could have been more if it weren't for Taysom damn Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel you. I was watching the Packer game and a Packer Bear game last night, and Dylan all the way down the field. And when they pull him out of the damn game, here comes the other guy, and he runs it in for a touchdown. Fortunately, I had to make some slick trades and some easy moves to get both of those guys, so I capitalized on both of them.
Well, not nicely done. Generally, you like a handcuff, but you played them both, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Papa Mike is sending more photographs from inside the Silver Nest, and it's starting to fill up, and they're looks like a whole lot of fun. Oh man, he's right there in the action with Big Red and the DJs. He's over there with looks like DJ Chris Villa and DJ. I can't read his jersey, but whatever. So look at you, Papa Mike. Papa Mike's got Texas. Rough Rob says, for Keon, if a quarterback or any player in college enters the transfer portal, do they play in bowl games?
No.
Can they play in the bowl game?
They can't, because
once they're in the portal, they can't do anything.
No, you're basically you're waiving you're not a student anymore at any place. And this is the thing that a lot of students didn't realize about the transfer portal when it first debuted, was you put your name in the transfer portal to see where you could land, and then nobody takes you. So then you try to go back, and you can't go back because the coach could tell you, no, you put your name in the transfer portal. You're not technically a student here.
Yep.
So yeah, you can't play in bowl games if your name's in the transfer portal.
Big George says, I agree. If the Cardinals are the best team in the NFL and the Suns are the best team in the NBA, it must be a sign of the apocalypse. Jesus is coming again.
Well,
I think that would require the Coyotes to be a championship team,
Yeah,
and the
and-
Diamondbacks to be in the World Series.
I think we have some more time left on the floating rock here, Big George, before you go overboard here.
So when is Urban Meyer going to be fired? Will it be anytime soon? I feel like it should have been already, but if it's not, then it's probably going to be at the end of the season.
If they didn't fire him after the whole bar incident, then they're going to wait till the season is over, because you can't save the season now by firing him. So they must like him enough in that building to just go, yeah, we're going to ride it out. But as soon as the season's over, I would be stunned if he wasn't let go.
Trevor Lawrence, 4 interceptions. Do you blame him or do you blame the coaching? Is this a guy who is now a bust, or is it a bust until somebody who knows what they're doing has a chance to coach him?
I don't think he's a bust at all. I think the guy just hasn't had a chance yet.
No touchdowns, no scores,
Yeah,
4 interceptions. That was really, you can't blame all of that on coaching.
You can't.
He has sucked. Let's just be honest. He sucks.
He has sucked, but he's also on a team devoid of any talent, a team where the head coach is a complete mess. And the play that basically sums up the Jaguars in a nutshell was yesterday. Two receivers just ran into each other. And that was the play. There was a pass that was supposed to be thrown to one of them. My guess is that one receiver was supposed to kind of set a pick for the other guy. They ran into each other and they both fell down. That's the Jaguars. Like, I don't know any young quarterback that's coming into the league and playing on that team outside of maybe just the way that Andrew Luck started his career. Outside of him, I don't know anybody that can come in and do that right away. That team is so bad that it's a little bit of Trevor, but it's a little bit of Urban, and it's a little bit of all of the other things that that team does not have.
I think it's a lot of both, to be honest. I think Trevor Lawrence is overrated. That's what I think. Senior Wake and Bake is getting deeply stoned when he says, so if Arizona comes back to you guys with enough revenue, you'll be spewing out Wildcat crap, right? No, not a chance. 0% chance. We could air every single game, and I will still hate on the Arizona Wildcats. There is 0%, but that you could fire me, but I will not do it. You might say, hey, wow, suddenly Jeff Dean's doing afternoons. Oh, great. Yeah, no, listen. Sorry, Senior Wake and Bake. I can be bought. I'm a sellout like anybody else, but I draw the line there. I draw the line there. What say you, Randy?
Line drawn.
For a minute there, I thought you were going to be like, no, I can be bought. Ukla says, hi, Keon. Hi, Randy. And hello, Radio Pal. Go Cardinals. Thunder, the Santa Barbarian, says, if the Diamondbacks need the win for the apocalypse to occur, then we've got a long, long time before any of them horsemen ride over the horizon.
You'll be okay.
Listen, it's just like with me in any given week. I get good picks. I get my Colts win, or I get my fantasy football. I get one. So, it's going to be the same way for Phoenix Sports for quite some time. All four teams here being dominant. And really, the only place you can think of that happening was, in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little bit in Florida. I mean, Tampa Bay. So,
yeah, and I think it happened in LA for a little bit, where all those teams were good anyway.
Well, you had the Rays in the World Series, but they lost. And you had the Lightning that won the Stanley Cup. And then you had the Tampa Bay Bucks who won the Super Bowl. So
Radio Ron texts in, bear down? No, nobody's offering us any money, Ron. If they
so
do,
we know, Ron can be sold.
If they do, and you show up wearing some blue and white and red, I'm just going to go pack up my office.
Yeah.
Average Joe says, I can be bought. Hey, $20 is $20. Am I right? Am I right?
$20. Wow.
Senior Wake and Bake says, go Cardinals. Jig George says, this is why prior star quarterbacks like Eli Manning dictated where they ended up. Eli wanted nothing to do with the San Diego Chargers. He forced a trade to the Giants. Trevor Lawrence should have done the same thing and refused to play for Jacksonville. Yeah, to be fair, when we first heard about it, it's like Urban Meyer's a dirtbag, but no, you got to admit, he's got a good history as a coach. We thought, okay, maybe this will be okay. So at the time, I'm sure Trevor Lawrence couldn't see that far down the road beyond what, we all were saying, which is, could be okay. I don't know. I never said that, but I can see why you'd think that.
Yeah. And if you're a guy coming from college and you go, okay, here's a coach that might understand a little bit more of my mindset. He's coached in college. He's been successful in college. And he's just going to bring that mindset, and it's more close to my mindset. I could see how Trevor Lawrence could look at that situation and go, okay, I think I can do something here. And also, you have to have the confidence in yourself to be the kind of athlete that he is. Most of these guys think that they have the ability to turn an organization around.
Continually unnamed texter 6858 just wants you to know that the Cardinals were going to win regardless of COVID outbreaks on the Rams. Now it'll be the massacre of Los Angeles.
I just like looking at Randy's face after someone makes a guarantee like that. He doesn't like it.
Well, this is a Cardinals fan. This isn't like somebody who shouldn't be saying it, Randy.
I don't know who this person is. A, they won't make up their own name.
No name.
B, they keep texting into our show. That should be credibility enough. C, do they wear a Cardinals hat like I do almost every day in football season?
6858, you'll have to produce A texter nickname, and B, some sort of proof of your Cardinals fandom. Let's move on now and talk about the Broncos. They beat the Lions 38-10, like any team should. Like any team should be able to do, beat the Lions handily, and that got done. Boy, I was close. I was close to picking the Lions.
I already did pick the Lions.
Oh my goodness!
I will never pick the Lions because statistically, picking against the Lions will make me correct more often than it will make me incorrect. It's that I don't even think about it.
Yeah, I couldn't bring myself to do it either. But, again, a lot of close games with the Lions, but golly, could not do it. And so now the Broncos are in the AFC playoff race for no apparent reason other than they played a weak team. And there you go. That's all I've got to say about that. Although it was a very kind of touching and cool thing. As you know, Demaryius Thomas passed away last week. So after the opening kickoff, the Broncos offense gets out there on the field and lines up, but with only 10 players. So it's kind of like the missing man formation, but on the field. And of course, they got a delay of game because they didn't run a play. And then you got to give Dan Campbell a man card accreditation salute. He declined the penalty. So,
I mean, you got to do that. Come on.
So that was very nice.
And you know what? I think they should. I think the NFL should look at this. If a team wants to honor a player who's passed like that, I think there should be the ability to do that as the first play of the game, and they don't get they don't get penalized and lose it down because of it. Go out there and do your salute to your fallen teammate, your fallen player on your team, and then let's go ahead and let's start it over. Instead of all this, we've got to flag you for a delay of game. Come on. But a good move by Dan Campbell to not take the penalty. That's the way it should be done.
Yep. Fed Fan says, breaking news from the North Pole. Rudolph changed his name to Rolanda and now dominates the reindeer games. Oh, that's funny. King of Kitten says, I'm feeling pretty good now. Like Senior Wake and Bake. Yeah, I had a couple beers too. Hey, Randy, I've worn a Cardinals cap every day all season long. Go Cardinals, go.
Go Cardinals, go.
Big Stanky 87 says Urban Meyer would have accepted the penalty. Dirtbag.
Justin probably would have.
Says everybody thinks Detroit Lions coach Dan Campbell's a tough guy dork, but declining that penalty was the coolest thing he has done. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty classy. I got to agree on there. So, all right, next game. We got to take a break. When we come back, I swear to God, we're going to get this done. We're so close. We're so close to that finish line, guys. The rest of Sunday games, we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get $1 delivery when you order on our app. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
Hi, it's Rosalie, the fantasy girl. Listen, I love the thrill of winning my weekly fantasy football matchups, but I've discovered something even better. It's peer-to-peer sports betting on Vig Zero. My friends, family, fantasy football league, we can now all put real money on the games against each other. Go to VigZero.com to sign up, and if you want, join my group with the code Fantasy Girl. No casino or bookie taking a cut. Visit VigZero.com. That's VigZero.com.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cubs spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at ChicagoFestWest.com today.
Bring the family and start your holiday break off right with a Sun Devil men's and women's basketball doubleheader Tuesday, December 21st at Desert Financial Arena. First, the ASU women will take on UC Irvine at 12 noon before the men battle Florida A&M at 3 p.m. Get your final glimpse of non-conference action before the teams return to Pac-12 play in 2022. Advance tickets start at just $10 and grant you admission to both games. Get yours today at SunDevilTickets.com. That's SunDevilTickets.com.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know we felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
What if I told you there's a wealth management firm that offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee? Think it doesn't exist? Think again.
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. When you start a new relationship with Compact, we'll create your customized investment portfolio and financial plan dedicated to help you reach your goals. Try us out for a year. If you're not happy for any reason, you'll get all of the management and maintenance fee that you paid refunded. This is our 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and use the keyword talk to Mo to find out more. Again, from your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword talk to Mo. Satisfaction guarantee doesn't apply to fees and commissions charged by third parties for such things as insurance products or mutual fund redemptions. It also doesn't apply to any market losses which might occur in an account. For additional information regarding this guarantee, please see the disclosure brochure available at the time you enroll or upon request.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Get the inside info before it becomes outside info. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at 1580 The Fanatic. Come on. Come on.
Today, the Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And okay, we have a short amount of time before this show is over, and I want to really get all these games talked about. There's not a whole lot to say about the Chargers beating the Giants. That was a good game, and Herbert went nuts, and it was a close, kind of a fun game to watch. And Mike Glennon, I guess he did about as well as he was going to do, right? And it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was just Chargers just doing what they had to do to get the W.
What's happened to the Giants? Once Super Bowl favorites, they were contenders each season, and now mediocre.
Well, Saquon Barkley is back, and that's good news. Mike Glennon is being at least, I don't want to use the word serviceable, but he's not embarrassing them too much. But their regular guy, Daniel Jones, right? What's his name? Yeah, Daniel Jones. Neck injury. He's probably, I don't know, what's the word? He's going to have surgery, right?
I hadn't heard that.
I think he's going to, or he's coming back. I don't know.
But when are they going to get to a point where they start compiling a team that is relevant again, instead of just a mediocre team that goes out there? And Daniel Jones cannot be the future of the Giants franchise. I think he's already proven that, right?
You would think so, but when are they going to field a reasonable, solid team? Oh, around the time they fire Dave Gettleman. Wow. He's a terrible GM, and he's never going to move off of Daniel Jones, because he was the guy that went to the Senior Bowl where Daniel Jones showed out and said, "Oh, I found myself a quarterback. Oh, I was in love." He's never gonna move on from Daniel Jones or from this horrible offensive line that Saquon Barkley can't run behind because it's so terrible. It's a bad team. He just constructed a ridiculously terrible team, and that's why they're the worst team in a very bad division.
Hefty Lefty says this about Mike Glennon. Wow, Beaker was cooking up them touchdowns for the Giants yesterday, wasn't he? The 49ers, with help from an ASU guy, beat the other team 26-23. Ayuk, that's right. That bothered me a little bit. That bothered me just a teeny bit, because I had picked the Bengals to win that game. And again, these two teams, not so great, but
Bengals, I believe, are right here. I think they're really close to being a team that can contend for many years to come. I think they have the right quarterback in place. I think they've got some weapons that will help them now. They just need to get the right offensive line, and they need to shore up that defense. And I don't know, Keon, what do you think? I think the Bengals are right here to being a relevant team.
Yeah, I think you're right. And they knew that they had a decision to make. They could have gone offensive line or wide receiver, and it was a tough call. And they went wide receiver. So the offensive line could still use some work. They've got to fix that and really protect.
Well, it's
Joe
a
Burrow.
good education for. I mean, yeah, Joe Burrow needs better protection. You don't want to get him injured in his education, but you have to admit this is the kind of season that will fortify him in the future. Then give him that good offensive line. He's going to be. I think he's going to be one of the greats going forward. But yeah, not really fair that he has to get hurt in that education.
Yeah, that's
like he
that's
did
the
his
problem.
rookie season.
Yeah, and that was a season ender too. That was the thing with that. But I do think that Jeffrey's right, because that's look at what's happening with the Chargers we just talked about a moment ago.
Yeah,
and Justin Herbert gets to have the most passes completed under pressure a year ago. They go in the offseason, they fix up the offensive line, and now look at him. I think the same thing can happen for Joe Burrow.
All right, not much more to say about that other than 2 overtimes on at the same time. That was kind of weird. Yeah, while the 49ers were in overtime with the Bungles, you had also the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in overtime with the Bills. Is that a surprise? Or, I mean, that didn't feel like there was tons of defense on either side of that ball in this game, to be honest. It's 33-27.
Yeah, I would agree, and which is odd. But looking at this game from the outside, from sitting here, the Bucs don't have a secondary. They're looking for warm bodies. I mean, everybody was hailing the fact that Richard Sherman was coming back off the IR and was going to be able to play. If they're welcoming back Richard Sherman with a marching band and ticker tape parade, well, then that means one thing: they're hurting for people in the secondary for that Tampa Bay secondary.
By the way, he's a fraud. That interception was a gift. It just ended up in his hands. He did not have to do much, but to kind of bend down a little bit to get it. It wasn't like I scoped out an interception and got it. It was just like, whoopsie. That was all it was. It was a big oopsie. And okay. Makes you feel better to have him on the team. Have him on the team. What do I know? You're Bruce Arians. I'm Jeffrey O'Brien.
Yeah,
fair enough.
And look, it's not even that they feel so good about it. It's that Richard Sherman has been known to be a pretty good locker room guy, and he has a pulse and can play. And that's it. Like Randy said, they're hurting. Anybody with a pulse that is marginally fast could probably wind up playing secondary in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, let me tell you something. If they didn't have Tom Brady, they lose that game.
Sure. And credit to Tom Brady and the Patriots getting it done after the Bills got the ball first in overtime, and that defense finally came alive to keep them 3 and out. But credit to the Bills for even getting them into overtime. So it was a fun game to watch, but at zero part of that game did I feel like the Bills were going to win it. I mean, I had zero. I was not even worried about my pick. I was still sitting there pissed off about the Bengals losing. I knew Tom Brady would figure stuff out. There's a reason he is the favorite to be the MVP, and now his odds have gone even more in his favor to be the most valuable player. So right now he was plus 175 a week ago. Now it's he's minus 170. Wait, is that right? Does that make sense? You have to bet $170 to win 100. Before you bet $100 to win 175. So yeah, that's a pretty good improvement on the odds on his part. Next up is Aaron Rodgers, followed by Kyler Murray. So, by the way, did you guys watch the game?
The Green Bay Chicago game?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Did you guys think your TV was going out too? Did you see the flashing colors, lights, and it was like cutting out?
I saw the flashing lights, but I thought that was just something going on in the stadium.
Yeah, my little girl sitting there with me. She looks at me. She goes, "Oh, heck of a TV you bought." I'm like, "Wait, that's not the TV. That's satellite." And it turns out it wasn't the satellite. It wasn't the TV. It was something to do with the originating broadcast. I've never seen anything like that before. But it made me sit there and like flip the channels back and forth a little bit. What's going on? And it's like right there at a pretty crucial part of the game too. Like there was like a penalty or something. You're like, wait, what just happened? Yeah. So that was not your TV. It was the broadcast. So, all right. The last game is the Packers still owning the Bears. And, all right. So Aaron Rodgers, does he he owns the Bears. We got that. But it was 45-30. So how are you feeling about the record of the Packers right now versus the record of the Cardinals and the record of the Buccaneers? It was 45-30. You had a little trouble putting these Bears away. So are we looking at these Packers like they're a formidable force, or does this show the weakness of the Packers?
Well, I mean, I think that the Packers win that game because of the quarterback, number 12 back there. And again, I think the Buccaneers win their game in overtime against the Bills because of number 12. The bottom line is these are two Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and they can usher their team. Aaron Rodgers was not flustered at any point in that game. He was walking around. I saw him a couple of times, like one of the defensive players lost a towel. He picked it up and handed it to him. I mean, he was not flustered at all. He was just in this calm space, and he knew what he was doing at all times. He even called, for to go for two at that one point after that one touchdown. He looked over at the bench and said two. He was calling the damn game. It wasn't LaFleur.
They did not go for two, though. Yeah, LaFleur did override him on that. He did not get to go for two.
They did? Okay. Yeah. Well, I thought they went for the two.
Well, he wanted to, but he didn't get his way on that. But
I don't know. I mean, is this team going to be as good without Aaron Rodgers? Are the Buccaneers going to be as good without Tom Brady? I don't know. That's the great question. We'll just have to wait and see when the playoffs start.
4 weeks away from them playoffs, so it will be interesting to see. That's it. We covered all the games. I can't believe we made it. We made it again. Well, I did throw out a couple of different things we might do tomorrow, but yes, we have made it through all the games with enough time to quickly do on this date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1983, the highest scoring NBA game occurred when the Detroit Pistons beat the Denver Nuggets 186-184 in triple overtime at the McNichols Sports Arena in Denver, Colorado. The two teams combined to score an NBA record 370 points. NBA record 4 players scored over 40 points in the game, including Nuggets Kiki Vandeweghe, who scored 51.
Kiki Vandeweghe.
George just put that name in there to mess with me. I think that's actually Randy. I've got the appropriate pronunciation. No. Come on, grow up.
Kiki
Vandeweghe.
Got it. Okay.
You have to be sensitive and appreciative of this person's culture.
Of course.
Yeah. Kiki Vandeweghe.
Keon, you know what the real name is.
Is it not Vandeweghe?
Just agree with him. I just want you guys to respect this guy's culture. I don't know.
Got it.
Yeah.
No,
I have
Where's
to be
he
this
from
way.
again? Where's he from?
I believe he's from Fiji.
Fiji. Okay. All right.
I'm guessing.
Fiji, Vandeweghe. Yeah. Makes sense.
I'm pretty sure I'm right. All right, that's it for us. Everybody run to your TVs now. And because why would you torture yourself with the listening to that station on the dial? You know what I'm saying? So go watch it on the TV. That's what we're going to do. Channel 15, it's on right now. We will see you guys again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Hopefully with a Cardinals win. I'm not going to say it.
I thought you were going to.
I'm not going to say it. No, go Cardinals. And Randy's pointing his finger at me. I'm going to stop right there. It's the Daily Blender. You're on 1580, The Fanatic.